Yo, family, what's poppin'? How y'all doing?
Family.
Hello.
Man.
Do it the way you do it on the pod, please.
Oh,
Well,
you
we haven't got there yet, fella. Can you
just
calm
the
down?
experience?
Thank you. Right now we're doing call response. All right, is that good?
Don't get L started. Y'all think he cool?
You feel me?
I'm telling you.
That's a technical term.
Oh man, thank y'all for coming first and foremost. Before we get started, babe, real quick, can you stop working because you've been working for like 3 weeks? Team put this together super last minute and just made it special. Thank you, darling. Mama's running around here somewhere trying to be cute and be fly. Thank you for hosting.
I'm here.
And thank y'all for pulling up. Most importantly, to my dogs, Lex L, 150. I don't know how many people really fool with podcasts like that, but if you are a fan, at least the way I've been, to hit 20, let alone 150, is pretty crazy. Just in terms of like IP and even outside of that, all the technical terms, just sticking with something that long, especially when it ain't no revenue and we have not monetized in any way, shape, or form. We just pull up every Sunday, and outside of just pulling up every Sunday, y'all listen every Monday morning, and that is crazy to me. My mom, auntie, like having conversations and getting notes and feedback from y'all two specifically is such a like mind warp. And so to you two, thank you for always being our biggest fans. But as we try to find ourselves as men and figure out different avenues and all that, and I don't know, I wanted to do this, but if anybody knows L, like, I don't know, I didn't think I'd put a microphone in front of him and he would talk.
Yeah.
Let alone everybody be like, man, L's so amazing. I'm like, okay, wait a minute, y'all gotta slow down. But
Yeah, I'm big on the no cameras, no recordings.
fam don't have no IG, no nothing.
me?
So
And when he had an IG, it said no IG.
GLG.
Yeah, so it was still like in the background. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, so I would all get that out the way and before we'll do our normal show. It'll be normal, but we're adding an additional sponsor this week. If anybody's following the tournament, March Madness is happening right now. Grand Canyon.
Mm-hmm.
This is their first time in the tourney or
first,
something?
this actually, I think they were D2, so this is the first
wow.
time being I think this is the first year there was a D1, so that was big for them.
And
I
they-
might not know that for sure,
But they had an influx of like supreme talent, and
But
I
they
want
were
to say
serving
like
this year, for
like 60% of their roster was from Oakland specifically, Oakland, Richmond, on the Bay, and a few of them are Soldier alumni, as we both are, and so we want to start this one and dedicate this one to a young man, Oscar Frere, who lost his life on his way home from school. Him, his sister, his girlfriend. Just routine stuff that we would be doing. Like, yo, I'm going home to see the family. Just played in the tournament. He was balling, too. So then there was that. And a fatal car accident took his life. But he is a Soldier alum. And we, anything we could do as a community, as a tribe, this last year, just losing people. The business of dying is something that I wasn't privy to and had to learn on the fly. So you can send prayers all you want to, but they got a GoFundMe going to soften the blow of losing not just their son, but they're mourning their daughter, and then his girlfriend's family too. So that description will be in the link.
And then I definitely,
episode.
as a past soldier as well, all soldiers know that we have a certain sign. So I do want to take 5 seconds for the breath, for the young breath. For all the soldiers in the room, just give them a soldier salute, man. So we want to make sure we do that and send them off right. It's full respect, you know what I'm saying? It's love always. Soldiers, we always united, you know what I mean? So big time.
Absolutely. So, let's do it. This week's episode of the Meet the Brave podcast is powered by Northwest Pizza and Pasta, where if you think the pizza is good, wait till you try hands down the best wings in the valley. Nobody does wings like NWP. Order now, online for takeout delivery, and they are back operating at 75% capacity, if I'm not mistaken.
That's good to hear.
right? Today's episode of the podcast is also powered by Uplifters Black-owned Domino Company. We have the collaboration with Grand National right over there. Take a look. Shout out to our brother Jonell and everything that he does to empower the community. He has a really dope collab coming with Oakland Roots very, very soon. Also, today's episode is powered by the Reef Studios, Black-owned studio by yours truly, in tandem with Jaron, Lucas, Brian, Alacia. Shout out to them for running it, keeping it, just keeping it special and giving artists somewhere to cultivate, create. Follow the Reef Studios on IG right now. DM for inquiries for a session. We do multi-tracking, podcasts, audio books, you name it, we can do it. Coco, book your session, like right now. And lastly, our brother Let's Bubble Productions for making us look great. All the video content that you see for Meet the Brave podcast is by this man, none other than Alexius Franklin. And incredible story.
Full government.
Oh, my bad. I forgot. And he on camera today. Kendra, I'm so sorry.
Up, man.
I'm so sorry. Let's Bubble Productions, man. Filmmaker, storyteller, you name it. Lex is self-made in every way possible. So with that, let's start the show. So Meet the Brave podcast. I'm Monty Draper.
I am LG.
Lex B.U.B.
And it's episode 150 live from Teen's backyard.
Hey, shout out to the ambiance, man.
Hey, relax, because you about to go somewhere. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. We had Whitney Houston in the playlist and everything. I was like, L gonna roast.
Listen, I almost brought the shades, man. I was like, it's probably the time to do it.
I just knew you was going to today.
I thought you would.
Yeah, no, I already did it. So I did it indoors. So I figured I'll do the opposite outdoors.
Oh man, how are y'all feeling, everybody? We do a real check in for real. It's like people ask you how you doing, and you're supposed to be like, I'm good, and keep it pushing. But you meet those people that's gonna tell you how they doing for real. You be like, damn, whoa.
Yeah.
So for real, how is everyone feeling right now? For like, are y'all good for real? I don't know. I don't know about y'all, but I ain't been around this many people in a year for sure. So thank y'all. This feels great.
Hey, what is you good etiquette? Like, what you hit them with?
See what I mean? Just so
because if you say anything past I'm good, the other person already shut off. So
no, they're shut off when they ask you. Because how you feeling, man? I'm hoping you say good and keep it pushing.
Right.
But you go.
You already walking though.
I'm in the car.
Yeah,
what?
like,
What are you talking about?
Well, what you do when the nigga be like, oh man, bro, let me tell you what happened. Car got repossessed.
You just
Ain't
parked.
no season in the house. The chicken been tasting nasty. What do you do then? What you do? How do you live your life?
Yeah, that sound domestic, and I've been gone. I'm outside tonight, and you about to mess up my night.
Hey,
Don't bring no felony troubles to me, man. I got the worst advice. Don't do that.
Speaking of outside, our Future versus Common episode got a little racy online, so I'm just going. If anyone doesn't know who they are yet, you can listen to the episode and figure out if you're Future or Common, and that's some stuff you got to take up with yourself. Babe,
Or
did
you
you
could be Derek
decide? Did you
Jackson.
decide who I was, T? Oh, now you don't want to be.
He want to be Future so bad.
See, now she know
Damn,
why.
man.
Now she know why she don't get a microphone. That's crazy.
The first problem with the live show is
Pop Cannonball. You gonna
Nah.
come rap? You like, nah, I ain't trying to
I'm
hear.
cool. I'm cool.
Um,
Too much spotlight. I'm with you on that.
What are we doing? We doing? Oh no! Shout out to everybody on Stitcher, Spotify, Apple, Castbox FM, Simplecast, and then our YouTube viewership. We have a challenge still going, issuing everybody to put people on. If we get to 1,000 subscribers, we can monetize in a semi-traditional way on our own terms. So put somebody onto the YouTube page, subscribe right now, hit the notifications, and you'll get notified every time Lex puts some fire content up, because Brett just cranking it out, and it's pretty amazing.
Thank you.
I think that's only housekeeping stuff in that regard.
Don't ask me.
I got a random question already.
Here we go.
Who's in between Future and Common?
The in-between?
Yeah.
Don't be the in-between.
Hey, sometimes you the monster, and other times you outside the house with the card.
Wait, the boombox? With the boombox outside the window? You did that before?
Nah, not yet.
You ain't got that much trouble yet.
Nah, exactly. See, what I already got it prepared though. You know when it happened, little Harold in the blue notes.
So you giving a head up on that one? Like I will eventually be doing that, my man. Now I don't know if it's an in between, but I think bruh is like the extension, like further than Common.
Who?
To me personally.
Who is this?
Y'all guy, man, Derek Jackson, man.
Oh, are we starting the episode with that?
Now we ain't got to start there, but you know he the one that gave me the timeline. Like, hey, who you dealing with?
Oh my gosh! All right, see,
I think
but you didn't want to start with it. Go.
No,
Do
we
your
can start
thing.
with that. But the first things first, I think we should definitely outline to us personally what 150 means. Appreciate y'all. Thank you everyone that showed up today. Y'all have been our backbone, our support throughout this whole thing. We was definitely ambitious in the process. And for the most part, we kind of did it as we came along. So all the love, all the appreciation has not fallen on deaf ears. We appreciate every last one of y'all giving us our questions, and then just talking about the shit that we talk about. Cause, hey, I know we take it there. Me personally, probably a little bit more because I don't give a shit, but it's just love though. So I did want to just shout out to everybody for 150. This is actually for y'all, for the listener. 150
Absolutely.
is because of y'all, because we'll be doing this talking to ourselves, but it's appreciative that everybody else can join in and we can all have these conversations because it's meant to be had.
Yeah, definitely. Also, Pod Recognized Pod Squad is in here. Spesh, y'all see you will see her walking around and at most of the events that we've thrown, just showing support and showing love. Spesh, we went to a pod meetup in the city, I think, like 3 years ago, maybe now. And we got in there and it was a little stale. And then a week later, she was like, "Yeah, I'm starting my own. We don't have time for this." And just the networking, the information, the brainstorming, the feedback, and the planning has allowed just the different tweaks along the way to arrive here in the format of the pod now. That's special. Our original co-host is back there hiding. But Poe, to you too, bro. Thank you. We almost got canceled with him immediately. Think L is sick. He different type of cat. But Poe, thank you. Your contribution too in getting here is the 150 is definitely special. And Lex, for those that do listen to the show, the reoccurring theme is that Lex got hired, fired, rehired, and then just stood outside till he got to come back.
I was there for it.
I got fired, right?
I was there.
Look, I got fired, right?
Hey, since it's 150, we should talk about it. But we all got fired, man. We all got on time. We all got put on timeout.
Oh, you calling me Joe?
Huh?
You calling me Joe?
Hey. Money had a Joe moment. It was a slight Joe moment, but he put us all on timeout.
Monty Mo.
Told us all to get it together, take a few pods off.
That's
in so many words. Like he didn't say that to us. We just had to insinuate that.
And then the other famous thing is when you try to call me, be like, "Hey, nigga, my office hours is 9 to 5."
Let them tell it. That's how that went. But Lex, in his true support, on some family just supporting creator to creator, kept pulling up and kept insisting on filming the show. And because I listen to podcasts, I'm like, yo, we talking about 30 hours, maybe a month, just give or take, editing, and then the pull up, film it, upload the footage, edit the footage, color correct, render, all that stuff. Going, Brett, there's no way I can ask you to do that for free. And he's like, I didn't ask you that. I'm coming to do the show. And I kept saying, no, I don't have the money, I don't have this. Bro, I'm not trying to hear that. I'm coming to film the show. And then, what was it, that B2K episode? That random B2K episode.
Shout out to Raspy.
Yeah, Raspy and the Eastside Boys. That's a random, yeah. But the visual of it did something.
Nobody connects the dots better, man.
Yeah. But it was because Lex was there to capture it, to film it, to put it together, and just saw that moment was a moment and then put it out. So, and that's important too, because when you, like you said, is ambitious to think we could do a show, and then like some of the podcasts we look up to, they're at episode 1,500 or something crazy like that, you know. But just taking it in baby steps, and the percentage of shows that don't make it as far, and the wings or the legs that Lex's energy gave to the show. And then I just gave Special her credit for the mic, right? Because Lex was filming the show and having these great, like just great input. Special goes, yo, give that man a mic, please. And ever since adding Lex,
Good looking Special.
ever since adding Lex, it's been really, really dope, man. So thank you, bro, for all your contribution, because it's a thankless job, and even me, I'll call in the middle of the night, be like, bro, can you do this? You're like, all right, fam, like I got you. And you never made me feel any less than for just how hard you go. So I appreciate you for being here. Now, are we done with all the sentimental stuff?
I was about to say, can we? Because I was about to get the vapors.
Derek Jackson is not where we start. I just wanted to put that out there. We are not starting there. Nah, we're not gonna do it. It's a good wholesome family day. That could turn ugly.
Okay, well, I got a great little sidestep then.
There we go.
I got a question for the audience.
Uh-oh.
A little different.
There's a microphone there too, by the way. What'd you say?
Where is all this chicken coming from for everyone to be promoting a chicken sandwich?
You had the same thought?
I know for sure I eat at least 15 of them.
And they replenish it?
It's not enough.
They got more next week, right?
It's not enough.
Bro, where's all this chicken coming from? Somebody tell me.
So are you suggesting what? What are you suggesting?
I think it's all in our head, bro. I don't think it's actually. I think it's an illusion, bro. Does everybody have a chicken sandwich?
Everybody does. McDonald's just rolled one out.
That's what I'm saying, though. When did
rollout is crazy.
When did McDonald's get in the chicken business?
The nuggets. What do you mean?
The nuggets ain't chicken, bro.
What are they, G?
But pieces of cardboard, paper mache. Like, what do you want to mix in to put it and then bread it? Like, what do you want to do with that?
No, I definitely had that thought. Not to put them on the spot, but World Famous Hot Boys is right around the corner from the studio. And ever since they opened, it's been like slowly, the quality has been dropping. I'm like, bro, where are y'all getting this chicken from? And then, just driving here just now, the line was out the door at Churches. Mind you, I ain't been to Churches since like 83.
Bro,
I was born in 89.
They closed down all the churches in Oakland, so I for sure ain't been to churches.
That might be the last Churches in the world.
Like the last Blockbuster, they need a documentary?
Let's
do the doc, bro.
The last Churches?
Yeah. Since we got the last churches.
The last Churches, I think so.
I think we could rebrand it too.
When's the last time you ate Churches? For real. You from Richmond for real, so you be at Churches. Where you go? Okay, relax. Never mind. But why y'all always got to put family business out? Dave was on live for 3 seconds and go, Bonnie peed in the bed. Like, yo. That's why we don't do nothing with family. What? 3 seconds. That's all he could come up with. All right.
Got to rebrand churches, but just put all church food in there.
You talking about like wafers and communion juice?
Bro, just hella crackers and wine. What's up?
Y'all are wild, bro. So are we going to crack the code or this conspiracy? Where is all the chicken coming from?
I'm telling you, I already know where it's coming from.
Where's it coming from, Lex?
If they can print up steaks.
They are printing
printer.
steaks. I forgot about that.
Okay.
It's that simple.
Boneless.
Recap that for the people that didn't hear that episode.
Oh.
The steaks, the printer steaks.
So there is a company, and they're out of Israel, and they're completely vegan, and somehow they're using 3D printers to print up steaks. But they ain't steaks. They're meatless steaks. And a country in Europe already gave them $100 million to open up their factory so they can mass produce it.
So how long until we're eating meatless steaks?
We already eat.
Bro, we been eating
Okay, so
meatless
so is
steaks.
that the point you're
This
making?
is just presentation.
Yeah, this
We
is
just trying to make it look like something that's appealing to you.
So that's your point of it being all in our mind.
Bro, they've been printing up chicken for a minute now.
Think that was the first thing they thought of?
Hey,
Of course.
Lige, when you just got that house, right? Did they had a chicken coop in the back with no chicken, right? Hey man, that's what I'm saying. I ain't seen a chicken in a minute, bro. Like I know I ain't on the farm, but
A chicken in the east too
chicken in the east, bro.
is meaning.
It's hella turkey and Hercules though.
I see them all the time.
Ah, that's kind of the country, but a chicken in the east.
Hey, I know there's still wild turkey. I don't know if there's real chicken, bro. I can't. That's all I'm saying. So if we mixing in different type of meats, that's possibly what it is.
But you ain't been eating chicken in a minute though.
Huh?
You haven't been fooling with chicken in a minute. Huh?
Chicken breast. Yeah, not the dark meat, unfortunately, but
Why everybody laugh? Why immediately everybody laugh?
specific
Because
cuts, huh?
it is the best part. I want everybody to. Can we settle that once and for all?
I get as far away from the bone as possible. So don't give me the bone, bro.
What's the beef with the bone? G?
Huh?
What's the beef with the bone?
I'm not into the whole like you see Grandma do a bone. she ruined me for life.
Don't do that. Don't do that to GG.
I love GG to death, man, but she ruined me when it comes to bones, man.
Don't do that to GG.
I'm like, if she like a bone that much, then let me get out of this then. You know what I mean? Because I never like a bone that much. I leave so much meat on the bone, bro. I might as well just, I'm disrespectful at that point.
Oh man. Yo, what's wrong with you? So that's our close on chicken. You just had to get that off your chest.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure it out. There's enough people in the room. If we put our heads together, we'll try to figure it out. But nobody got the answer. So, when was the last time y'all saw a chicken? There's enough heads in here.
And Kawhi though,
And Kawhi?
yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
They're not shipping the chicken, freak.
What? Same day? Amazon?
Hey, Bezos. If anybody can do it, Bezos can.
Bezos ain't done no more. Bezos
He did leave.
He been back out of
He
that.
did leave.
Amazon definitely ain't doing that. Why do that when they can get 8,000 printers and just print up some chicken? Think about that,
Do the math.
bruh.
Do the math.
Thinking bruh mean.
What?
If
With
we
the
eating,
tight
if we
leather
eating 3D printed chicken, bro, I don't know what I would do.
Yeah, no. I think they would start with the chicken and introduce everything else. They gotta do the experiment on the people that fuck with chicken.
They
ain't gonna do
apparently
the beef. If we heard about the beef, then we already too late.
They done done everything.
Do the math.
apparently they're willing to experiment with us on everything though.
Yeah.
The COVID, they just dropped off some random concoctions at the Oracle, and then let anybody work up there. Same brother do security at Hello Stranger was not working at the front to administer the vaccine. He was giving the vaccines.
You got a raise.
I ain't mad at that. He probably selling them out the back too.
No, for sure.
What?
What?
He like, I know your age group don't come for another month, but I got it right now for $10. But that's each shot
For the 10?
for the 10.
For
You
the
gotta get them off.
Out the trunk.
Out the trunk with the vaccine is crazy.
And I administer them both at the same time.
Oh, so you don't gotta wait?
Yeah.
Just knock it out. And one take
With the
that.
alcohol swab, just
Like this?
Yeah, because I can't do the same arm. You might die. I got you. Little double arm.
2 for the 15.
Two for the
That's
15.
crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Hey.
hey, you can bring your partner 4 for 30. I got it. I got it all day.
For real.
And if you're in one of those other relationships, 6 for the 45.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, I'll do my own calculations.
Oh man. You want to go? You want to do fan questions right now?
Oh man, you just want to go ahead and go there, huh?
We may as well.
Let's do the Jackson one after. Let's do that one.
You know, let's just do
Get
that
out the way.
one. Yeah, let's. You want to set it up?
I'll set it up.
No, not the fan question. The Derek. Oh, you doing it?
Oh, you can set up the Derek.
No. You got it.
I don't got it.
Who got it? I got it. All right.
Oh, and dibs. Oh, it's about to get sick.
Yeah. All right, so the fan question was, my girl wants to know y'all take on Derek Jackson cheating on his wife.
What? What? Whoa.
You on the black man thing?
Why you looking at me?
Huh?
Why you looking at me?
Nah, because I asked it to the group.
But it was you had another one too. You want to put that?
I'll just go through it. Okay.
That's the statement you had. Though.
Yeah.
Just put it
So
all in
that
order.
was the fan question. So my personal statement.
You had that already before the fan question, huh?
Right.
Yeah.
So just looking at it, the psychology of it. So to me, looking at Derek Jackson, is where the con, manipulation, and dibs meet. Like it's like right there
Dibs
at the fork in the road.
Dibs.
Big dibs. And for those that don't know what dibs is, dips. It's on me. Nah, dibs is when
Oh Jesus.
dibs is it's just for everybody just to be in the same level playing field. You walking around a spot and you see something that you like, and before anybody gets to there, you say, "I got that dibs." You ain't said a word to it. You ain't said a word to that person yet, but in the meantime, while I'm getting my confidence together, I got dibs. So y'all, nobody else jump in. I don't care if y'all like what y'all see or what.
Gee.
What's up?
No. Do your thing.
Is there something else?
No.
No, you
you
doing
killing
perfect.
it.
Oh,
You
okay.
cooking. That's what I said.
No, I
ISO,
say
get
that
out the way.
because it's happened to me. So it's like it's from it's completely from experience. Okay, all right. So we coined the name Dibs for that particular individual because they set it off. So once you get that characteristic out of a person, then that sets off all the rest of what you know about that individual. So you can't really be in the same spot with them. Like you kind of pick and choose your the likelihood of that one.
So, for clarity, are you calling for me?
Yeah.
I know we have an audience today, but for me, are you calling Derek Jackson and Dibs the same person?
I'm saying a Dibs person.
they cut from the same cloth?
I'm saying that I wouldn't put a Dibs person past what he did.
Got it.
So that's why I put them all in the same umbrella.
Got it.
So that's why Dibs was so important to us to begin with, because we knew that Dibs has the capacity to do some shit that Derek Jackson was doing.
So has anybody not seen those videos? There's a few. What happened exactly?
All right, so basically what happened was that I'm not too familiar because I'm not online, so I'm gonna be telling this from not really knowing too much.
Oh, this is gonna be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is my outside looking in type of deals. But so Derek Jackson is a guy that has made a killing off of telling women exactly what they want to hear. So
A killing too.
killing, murdering it. So he does videos and he calls out specific people. And as he started
Specific men.
specific men, and as he's gotten more popular over the years, he's called out famous people just to grow the audience, of course. So he's had battles with different individuals. I know Duval was one of them. Multiple people have been one of them. But off of just keeping it real as a male, this has been like agent zero for them as far as like working against the cause of like men just being men in certain instances. So yeah, that's Derek Jackson.
Come on, hold on. Come on. That's why we got the microphone.
I don't either. Somehow I'm on it.
Welcome.
What should we know?
I just wanted to say we should note that his videos are made in front of his mistress' house, sitting in his car.
Hey,
That was a cool moment. That was a cool part of it.
Yo.
Yeah, so it's definitely, that's cold. So that means there's definitely shit that you can't say inside the house. Yeah, you gotta go outside and then make that video. Like, even if I know what you're doing, which he definitely does, I need you to go outside to
Don't
make
make
that, 'cause it's
don't make
full
me be the defender of ridiculous shit. But it's sort of my Tekashi take.
Okay.
People can be famous or popular for anything.
Completely.
So brothers just giving relationship advice is famous for what?
Misinformation.
You know what I'm saying? That don't just that part alone don't feel nasty, and it's like I get it. But it always feels like there's another step to it where
Well,
and that's the same shit with when we talking about Trump. All that shit. It's like what they're what he's leveraging, what his administration leverage, what people like Derek Jackson are leveraging is people's need for some sort of escapism to go, I'll fool with that. Have you ever gotten it? Well, you, not you, but you, because it happened to me. The DMs where whomever is in their front cam going, hey, send this to 30 people that you want to see win. And then now you feel obligated. If you don't do it, you're cursed.
Yeah.
Like, what?
So
Bro,
you
I literally now I'm in my head going, damn, am I gonna be cursed if I don't send this? So now I'm in the house going, damn, I gotta send this to 30 people.
why you say not me, man?
Why did I send it to you?
No, why you said not me? Like you think
Because you're not on IG.
I was about to
I
say.
wouldn't participate?
No, you definitely wouldn't.
Oh, okay.
We got to write it on paper and send it to you.
Put it in the mail,
Put it in a text
and he might
message.
respond.
Yeah.
But am I tripping in that? Like that's
No,
the
you're
part.
you're spot on. I think it's he's not too far to me personally from like a TV evangelist. Like I think that they kind of operate in the same
You going
space
there
where
today.
you get an opportunity to. That's the whole thing with I forgot the guy's name that is trying to like kind of build the brand, like add the brand together with Kanye, but
Who?
the biggest TV guy, Joel Osteen. Like that's the same thing as like if you listen to a Joel Osteen talk with the TV, he's basically or to his entire stadium. What he's saying, what he's telling you is exactly what sounds good to the listener, and you're eating that up. Like it's natural too. Like he's telling you positive things that you already know, and just doubling down on each one of them. And when that takes place, and then the whole thing happened with the floods and stuff like that, and he wasn't letting folks in, I'm like, why would you think that wouldn't happen? You know what I mean? Because I've told you what you wanted to hear. Mm-hmm. It wasn't for me to practice that in my personal life. It was for me to tell you what you needed. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not here to help you or save you. I'm here to make sure that y'all get y'all fix until next week. You know, like this is gonna get you, and then it sucks because the online situation, you can do the Derek Jackson thing as many times as you want to upload it. So if you're a follower of him, then he can do this 3 times a week for you to get your fix. Like now you fiending. You know, like it's an interesting situation. But it's not past the possibilities that this will be his skeletons in the closet, because usually when you go that hard for something, you're doing the opposite. Like this is a shield.
That's how you know how to say it the best. 'Cause
You know what I mean? Like I'm doing this, so therefore I know exactly what I'm not supposed to be doing.
Ooh, it makes sense why he do it out in front of the mistress' house, because it's fresh.
Okay.
It's right there on your mind.
Fucking right. You know what? Like,
It's like
that's what I
he can't get all the way home. He gonna forget certain things. He gotta do it.
You know, my brothers.
So where does that put us? Where does that put us as a society then? When the marketing strategy, the rollout, branding, it's all consistent. Like it hasn't changed. Mm-hmm. Advertising outside of
Advertising hasn't changed, but the way to advertise has changed. Like the way that they sneak in advertising now, you don't even know that you're
being
the
sold
product.
to. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like if you are on social media whatsoever and you didn't pay to get onto it, you are the product.
Facts.
So they're just getting they're getting as much data as possible on what it is that you like. So if he has a business page, it's giving him timely information on what works. So if I'm saying certain things and you get more likes on this and I say something else and I don't get as much, then of course I'm going to tell you this part in order to build my brand. And I have no reason to think about you as an individual as far as like what you take from this that's good, bad, or indifferent. You know, like it's just more so what is people eating up? And if you're eating up exactly what you want to hear, then that's what you're eating. So I'm not too mad at it.
In context of his wife, I felt like she got the the brunt of everything. Poor lady. That bonnet,
That army fatigue.
the fatigue, and then the beret. So she went from the bonnet to the beret to the like. Fam, I know what she said, but y'all stop. I know a scarf when I see one.
That ain't even the one that let your scalp breathe. I know.
Oh,
I know.
but now she's in a like just catching strays for no reason. And the internet is unforgiving. So now what? Like, what's the pivot from there?
Well, me knowing how, like, not being on I'm on the internet, but not being on socials, you can easily get caught up in the things that you wouldn't even fathom being a possibility if
Yep.
you're not on there.
Yep.
So I could only imagine, like, her trying to double down, triple down on her stance in it on behalf of him. I could only imagine what that heat is. And I think when that wake up call is gonna hurt
For
more than any other.
for
Huh?
for who?
For her.
What you mean when you say wake up call?
He's not gonna wake up, bro. He's a narcissist. Like, she's gonna wake up eventually and be like, fuck, what did I do? Because that onslaught, if you're not online and you don't have the followers, you're not the individual that everybody knows, they're gonna go at you even harder because your response is not
It's not one that's in the machine, in the realm of the machine.
yeah, like you ain't got no PR club. You know what I mean? Like, you ain't got nobody
that became apparent when she did her follow-up video.
That's what I'm saying.
And I was like, oh, she don't do this for real. Oh, baby.
she talking to her folks at the
Clearly.
at the kitchen table.
Nah, that. Uh-oh. You got more questions. This is Dill, by the way, everyone who doesn't know Dill. I want outside of who gets mentioned more just on the pod than Dill. Like everybody listening knows him.
Hey.
Call me out. These are anonymous.
Wait, who wrote somebody wrote their name on what I can see. Lit. Come on, boo. You didn't go to what school you went to? Oh, okay. You did go to Richmond schools. It ain't your fault. She wrote her name on her question. Get your cousin. What we
That's
doing?
how sick you be, bro.
The fan question was, what do we think? I don't know.
Don't look at me.
No, the fan question was, my girl wants to know.
Oh yeah, that's important. That's important.
Yeah, that's a caveat for your ass.
See,
That means they didn't have
no,
this
no.
convo multiple times.
And Reeg not here, but I'm gonna get him. So the other day, Kariga, shout out Kariga and Fee, my brother and sister. Fee was having one of them a craving and wanted some chicken. Back to your original point, hey, Monty,
Where it come from?
That's not important. That's
Okay.
not well, it is in the context of the story. But he called me like, yo,
We gotta find out the chicken origin story.
see,
Like in the beginning,
who fried the first
There
chicken?
was-
Who fried the first chicken?
you know who fried the first chicken.
Who fried the first chicken?
I was talking at work about it. You guys want to know what I was thinking? There was a slave in the house that wasn't supposed to be in the house, and he was fucking with the chicken and he tripped and fell and just fell in the grease. And that's how it
But
happened.
what was he about to fry in the grease?
No, he fried it.
Yeah,
He fried. Oh,
he accidentally tripped and he just dropped in there.
That's
and
pretty-
then the
that's
house man
dark.
kicked him out.
And it was like, oh, we can do that.
Yeah.
wait,
and it's
you're
easier.
rolling with that?
No, I'm actually rocking.
It makes sense.
No, how does other things come about? I think a lot of things happen that way.
We should find that out though. Who fried the first chicken?
Do you really think?
I'd rather be Googling this. I think Lex was right.
You rather
Yeah.
just roll with that?
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with Lex said, man. I'm not even gonna Google it.
Apparently, when you have a podcast, you can just make anything up. So
Honestly.
we're gonna close on the Derek Jackson.
Why do you think they're so
thing
popular? Say
and
what you wanna say.
pivot. Okay, I'll read this one. It's children here, but
Oh, you got. I already seen it in your eyes.
You think children know what that word is?
no, that's not the point.
Okay.
Spell it.
We don't need.
Hey, so we already had a conversation about me in school and trauma, and we're not gonna do spelling words today. Mom, you want to tell people how I spell potato in the third grade? You're not gonna tell them?
It started with a B.
Auntie, why you laughing?
Hey, parents don't ever make it any better when they be like, sound it out. Bro, how you think I got that beat in the first place?
No, the messed up part is, you know all them damn rap songs. That's not the same thing. I can listen to that over and over again and copy it. Like, what? Fan question. How do I convince my wife? Oh, Jesus. Lex,
told
what
you.
are you doing to me? I should have read this before we started. Earmuff the babies, please, y'all. How do I convince my wife that after the threesome we had, I am still not seeing her friend on the side? He has context, by
I
the
have
way.
context. So the question was asked, and he said because the threesome wasn't fire to begin with.
It wasn't.
It wasn't, but
Like the idea of it or the actual action?
the actual action.
Okay.
Like he said,
The
I
idea
wish that
was
she was
fire.
never part of it.
Wait, whoa. Who? His wife or the...
No, the
oh.
friend. So
Wait, the friend was what?
he,
Wait.
you see,
Everybody going nuts. Whack. Like,
What the friend was what?
was no good.
Oh, the friend was no good.
Yeah, the friend was no good.
Oh, then I need a mulligan then.
see?
Yeah, I need a mulligan.
See?
Nah, we need to go.
So-
we need to find a better option.
So
That wasn't the one I was talking about. Yeah, that's not the one I asked for. When I said, hey, I agreed to the threesome, that wasn't what I was talking about.
So,
but the wife still thinks that on the side they mess around, and he trying to tell her like, no,
it was...
I'm not.
Did he say it was trash?
He said it, but she don't believe it.
Poor baby.
So he just stuck, and he was like, "How would we go about it?" I said, "I don't know, brother."
I said, I don't know.
I mean, it's interesting because he doesn't have her perspective during that action, though. So, like, how was his ooh faces?
Okay. This nigga's wild, man.
Because,
What, you
like,
want me to text him and ask him to send me his old face?
I mean, that's context.
Oh, so you think wifey is going, oh, you look like you was having fun.
You was having way too much of it.
For all the married men in the room, when
And
you
then-
answer your phone, do you pretend like you're not having fun no more? Oh, so now y'all quiet? That's crazy.
Yeah,
I know who y'all here with. Okay. Lodge, you don't got nothing to say?
Well, I'm not on the pod. Come on, brother, you got this. I believe in you.
Freak, when you answer the phone, you act like you having fun or no?
Nope.
No fun at all.
Well, what's up? Hey, what's going on?
Hey, when you answer the phone, is everything business?
Yep, 100% serious.
This is a money talk right here.
Facts. Facts.
Can't have no fun without him.
That's where we at. He must to L's point, his ooh faces look like he was having a good time. Now that's forever burning the brain.
I think so. I think that's what it comes down to is like how was her experience in it? Did she feel like he was spending too much time with the other person? And then also she's more cognizant of like how he has sex. So was his sex with the other person different from how they usually are? Because like if he looked like he put in a different
He added something new. He added something new.
Yeah, some shit she ain't ever seen, and now she like, oh fuck.
Oh, he grabbed the ankle, his own ankle.
Hey,
Just yelled out, Fabo!
to pull your
Fabo?
ankle back
He did
like
the
a piece
Fabo.
to pull your
Doing the
piece of-
Fabo is crazy.
Hey, to pull your ankle back like some shrimp.
What?
Why you doing that? He's snapping over here, like,
He
look over here.
said, he said the Fabo. You said just like some shrimp.
Bro, think about the angle that you can get in on if you pull your ankle back.
Think about how strong your core is, though, to keep that balance.
You know what I'm saying? Like if now you know if the folks are working out or not. You know what I mean? Like that's probably what he did. He probably been working out this entire time, ain't showed her nothing new. And
So
then
he showed
during
us.
that, this man did some shit that
So he just gave a new move.
he needed a new stunner for. All right, my bad.
I'm not fucking with him.
My bad.
So, in short, we don't have no answers for your man because we don't know what his ooh faces were. Apparently,
Yeah, we
But
need more information.
you guys keep
so-
saying that like that's normal. You can't ask another man what's your old face.
No, but if you looking like you having a good time, fam, there ain't no getting out of that.
Okay,
You
then
not
the
gonna say
deeper
nothing?
question goes,
You-
you don't think he ain't gonna be?
Are we having any type of fun with Tifko? No. Studio. Ain't no fun happening nowhere.
But I'm just saying, at the same
Hey,
time,
Deuce was like, I am an innocent bystander. All I
kinda
did, like, I
stretched
know I
out.
sat in
You
the
just
front and
sat
shit,
down.
but
You show up to the arena, you get dressed, y'all talk about the game, then you do the layup line, and then you have the game. I just parked.
so you just showed up.
he ain't even grabbed the
He
Gatorade
from the
yet.
East for real, because he
Yeah.
sounded like you just now.
No, for sure. But what about if you missed your clock?
Okay.
So the game damn near started already. So we just need you to perform.
See?
Like, you don't get no layup line, my man. That was 20 minutes ago.
Then,
We on somebody else's dime right now. No, fuck with you.
the other thing I was gonna say, you ain't gonna be. You might have been just excited.
My mother is here. I refuse. I refuse to indulge
Also,
in this debauchery.
Also, who did he finish on?
Oh, he did answer that.
Okay.
He finished with the wife.
He finished with the wife.
Finished with the wife.
But was it after giving the other one problems?
No,
Okay.
he said it was
came with
75-20. 75-25. 75% with the wife, 25% with the.
But how was that 25 though? Because that 25 is better than 75, then it's ugly.
Oh, okay.
Because if I did 25 of some damage on the side, and then I finish with you, I can't get off. Hey, I finished with you, babe. Like, at least I finished with you.
But at the same time, you kind of can, because it's like.
I mean, yes, we can, but that's why you got a fair question. He got a fair question because he did that shit all wrong. He didn't map that out at all.
What did I
he,
say?
He didn't write
Pod to go?
nothing on the template before he
Time
walked
out.
in.
I can answer. What did I say, Pod to go? If you don't bust, you didn't cheat. So therefore, he chose the one.
Hey, church.
It just started just now.
Church is in session, y'all. Church is in session. For anybody that had it confused, hey, I ain't gonna lie, hey, I can't snap enough. How many snaps I gotta let?
So the voting bill that just got passed. Let's move back to politics. Let's do it. Quick pivot.
Why not?
No, but
I seen you drop step.
it's feel me. It's only funny because you've been saying it since the beginning of quarantine.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody locked in the house, so the mass shootings will cease for now. But as soon as the shit back open, we already know what time it's gonna be. You've been literally been saying that since the beginning of COVID. And the second the world was like not even open, like halfway open, we get consecutive weeks of mass murders.
I gave you prophecy on this one. Yeah, nah, that's I mean, I didn't want to be right, but America is undefeated on doing the exact same shit. So like, there ain't no reason to think that it's about to be anything different. It's just how you move, you know. And it's unfortunate because fucking Boulder just gets it. Like, it's just a unfortunate area where they just have stuff that hits main news. Like, it's nice a sickness that's throughout the U.S. Like, it's not just Boulder, but they just happen to have two major ones. But it's throughout. Texas is bad. That's where everybody's at. The East Coast is bad. It's a lot to it, man. But truthfully, when I said that before, I was just paying attention to the landscape, and everybody was big on us being together and united, and companies are behind us now, and saying all this Black Lives Matter, power, all that. And it's just like, just give it some time, you know. Just give it some time. Like, it's
let the trend sort of pass.
I mean, people are inside right now. Like, people are doing so many things that are outside of their norm. Like, the people that do mass shootings, didn't have masks to do the shooting in. They still had the guns. They were loading up. So they just didn't have the people to do it. You know? So that's really what it was. So I feel bad for the situation, but I don't say I'm surprised.
What about in regards to, and this is a question for anybody out there too, and how the headlines read. Bruh in where was he at? Not Atlanta. Where was he at?
Virginia.
Just had just the police chief was like he just had a bad day, a bad episode.
That was Atlanta.
That was Atlanta.
No, Colorado.
Colorado.
Yeah, that was Boulder. That was
Boulder. Just having a bad day. In relationship to terrorist attacks, to mass murders, and just how it's worded, how it's presented.
Can we get into
control? No, that's why we're here. That's why we're here.
All right. My issue with the whole thing is that you have an unlimited budget because of the crack epidemic.
Huh.
So you have the resources and you have the manpower to look at folks outside of the black race and pay attention to people that may have some issues, may have some mental issues. And they're so far gone that there may not be no coming back for. Right on. What I have an issue with is that you let them do what they wanted to do for so long that when you actually start paying attention to it, how the hell do you get them to fall in line? Because I can't talk about people that has it in their mind that they want to take out another individual. Like, that isn't something that I think you can just therapy out of a person. You know, like taking yourself out, I think you have therapy for it. I think that if you give it some time and you do some work and somebody is there to support you, then it's possible to combat that. But the feeling of not just myself, but others. And then the next step is as many people as I can get before you take me out, which is the initial issue is that I don't want to be here. I just want to take as many people out in the process.
Before I go.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a thing. Like, he was pissed off, the dude in Boulder, that he got caught in the leg and you could arrest him and take him. 21-year-old. Killed 10 people. Shot in the leg. And is A-OK right now. But pissed off at the fact that he's A-OK right now. Like, his mission statement was to be gone. He didn't want to have to deal with this. You know what I mean? That's nasty. That's not like a preaching moment. That's a thing. That's a sickness, bro. That's something that I don't know I don't know how we get past people that want to do shit like that.
Yeah. Yeah. With the just our relationship as Americans with mental illness in the context of race is how it's leveraged in the name of economics. It's hard not to group all of those together when these things happen. Like, it's hard not to have those moments of just like, yo, what is happening right now? Gun control. I'm with you. I'm fully with you. Before we even get to gun control, we still have to deal with, again, and this
we gotta be careful with gun control, gun reform. It's a touchy topic because who do you think gets hit with gun reform first?
Us.
I'm talking about on our soil.
We didn't have enough bullets.
Right.
So, it's mass shootings.
Yeah, but like anything that has to do with policies in place we gotta be real. We gotta be skeptical always, of course. So I don't want to be skeptical, but I just have an issue with where the attention is gonna go.
Yeah.
Gun control is one thing I do think that everybody should clip up, but you just have to know like who your enemies are, and there's folks out here that want you, like don't want you personally, but don't want to see you, you know, and they're gonna be the last ones that you take a gun from, you know, and that's unfortunate. They're going to be the last ones. They're going to take it from impoverished areas first. They're going to lock you up first. They're going to crack down on you first. That's how policies work. They do test dummy stations set up in the impoverished areas, and then they circle that to like wealthy areas. But wealthy areas should be able to they should be able to protect their land. As impoverished areas, what land are you trying to protect? So give me that, you know. So I want to be real careful with the gun reform deal. I do, and that might be the Black Republican thing.
We've been Black Republicans since episode.
I mean, it's possibly
something.
what it is, but it's just that you have to think like them.
Fam, the way my account set up, I can't be. So you pop all that shit you want to, man.
Hey.
Wells Fargo don't play. No. In seriousness,
Shit, you want to see how Trump shit is set up?
it's probably look like mine.
My
Keep it
nigga.
a buck. Hey, once I saw
If
what
you
he
got debt, my nigga, you in the
once
same
I
boat.
saw what he was paying in taxes, I said, "Oh, I'm good."
Yeah.
What? Just the branding of it, and the fact that we get to use that word. I think that's the part that is never lost on me. Now I can't help but see it. The way Trump's 4 year fam got 4 years off, and niggas gonna act like that didn't happen. He got his full term of presidency off. They can talk that impeachment shit if they want to. That was 4 years. Yeah. So
And he gonna run it back.
and he gonna run it back on that
talking
ass.
about I'm running back.
And he gonna run it back. Rebrand. He gonna be Hitmaker.
Hey.
Donald Trump is Hitmaker is crazy.
Yeah. No. What is Trump's
His new name?
Rebrand about to be nasty.
What's the rebrand of Trump?
It's not gonna be a new name. It'll be rebrand. Nasty.
Fact.
Rebrand
Nasty.
Young Bird rebrand. Joe Budden rebrand.
And everybody gonna act like it didn't happen, but with the
Donald.
with how disposable the conversation of lives being lost. Like that's the shit that's like it's hard to just take on the chin and keep it pushing, bro. It's like can we slow down for 1 minute and go, hey, 8 to 10 people were murdered right there. What are we talking about? Fam had a bad day for. Like how the conversations change so fast, and how we normalize this, like death. Like, bro, I'm tired. I'm exhausted from just death. And on social media, whatever, if because some people don't have to live their life on there, but for fuck's sake, I'm still trying to be a rapper, so I'm online, and the shit that gets grouped together and gets confused, and you like, fam, I'm just talking about everyday human shit. Just basic human. Like we were, is that Tuesday? When was Kev shoot? Tuesday? Maybe? Tuesday? No, Jane. So Tuesday, it was Tuesday. Jane was Thursday. Tuesday, Kevin Allen, Irk the Jerk, had a photo shoot for the cover of some cover art. We're looking for palm tree somewhere. Mom's found something out here. But Kev was like, let's just do it in the town because he knew the street that kind of looked like LA. 23rd and yeah, over exactly. East 9th, East 10th, and something like that. And we up there 8:30 in the morning. Set up shot, trying to see where the sun is going, and it's early in the morning. But for whatever reason, it's lit over there. Like cars keep circling. 8 o'clock in the morning, and this one particular car circled at least 5 times. and that last time did a many move, and then 5 minutes later, hear the most. I'll never forget this scream because it was a scream like, "Oh, pay attention to that!" immediately. But it also could have been somebody might be playing for real. But this, Spidey senses tingling. This isn't a joke. Asian lady is getting drugged out of her car by a woman, and bruh is hopping in the driver's seat to take the car. For immediately in my mind,
They go crying with a cold though. At least it wasn't the breath.
so
Oh, my bad. Ross High? My bad.
no. See, no. But that's exactly why we got to have this conversation because of the branding. Stop Asian hate. That's a hashtag that's viral and going, and for those of us that grew up where we grew up at, that whole race shit is just different. My best friend in the whole world is white. First of all, let's start there, and predominantly the Asians that occupy the school. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm not letting nobody get carjacked or nothing on my watch. I don't care what they identify as, what they look like, even sexual identity if we want to go there. But now we have to have a conversation in and around something that don't have nothing to do with the fact that the hyenas are hunting everywhere. When it gets scarce I don't know how everybody. I'll tell on myself. I get really, really stoned and watch. What's the shit? Planet Earth.
Hey, that shit lit.
Hey,
You'll watch like 3 seasons of that shit.
nigga, what? Watch it on mute. You're a real sicko.
Make up your own commentary.
Make up your own storyline. So that's what I did. So the hyenas enter into a part of the Great Plains that they don't normally go into, but it's because it ain't nothing to eat where they've been at. So guess what they do? They go eat, nigga. And the lions that normally be funking with them, hey, I got to deal with you possibly killing me because ain't no food over there. So we coming into your territory even though we know better. Again, can we have a conversation that starts at the root as opposed to making up some other shit that's now got two Asian breasts pulled up on. I had to edit the radio. We had to turn the radio show in the other day. I didn't leave the studio till 4. 2 Asian breasts just slid on me. They just looking just to see what type of time I'm on. And because I know what time it is, I can't even be mad at them because, nigga, because of what's been branded and what's been perpetuated.
Right.
So now we got to have a whole type of different tension with some people I definitely stand in solidarity with, but
it's not about that. That's not the topic.
Come on, man. That's
It's
backwards.
very similar to the way that they swept in the whole COVID conversation with people that was sick from anything. You know, people that died.
Diabetes been rampant.
Period. Yeah.
Hypertension been rampant. It must be like what are we talking about?
People that died throughout that period got swept in as being COVID.
And you know my grandma died, fam. I seen your grandma medicine. I know what she was taking. That's not even. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you. Like you could look at that and be like, oh, that was about to happen in June anyway.
Yo.
Oh, my bad. Stop it. I did have a question though for since we got some of Grand National in here.
Yep.
If they hit y'all to hop on the new We Are the World,
you totally got to answer that.
you in there?
Yeah.
They already hit you?
Yeah, but they ain't gonna like what they hear.
No.
You ain't about to mic it? Like Mike had to, you trying to hold it back, but it was on the face.
This is my brother Brookfield Deuce, my favorite rapper. Like it's not hands down. So we get asked what our favorite verses are. I don't even think you were on the call. That's how sick it is. We got asked, what are your favorite verses from Grand National? Kev goes on the radio show. This is gonna air everywhere. He goes, oh, Deuce got a verse where they the ones killed Jesus. We got to start from that. Hey, what? I want to say like 70% of Deuce's bars if we broke them down, spicy.
You know I'm here
But he,
for it.
but he, see, that's why y'all got that thing. Niggas from the East just think different. They got a whole different time code and what they subscribe to.
Seen a lot early, you know.
We have a unique experience in secret oppression.
Secret oppression.
Yeah, it's I mean the Bay Area in general. We're probably the out of all the places in America, the Bay is probably number one in being able to throw a rock and hit three races at once, and to have your best friend be white, your homie be Mexican, your other homie be Dominican, your other homie be Chinese, and then with your Asian friends, it breaking up into 5 different countries in that area alone. Not, let alone the Filipino community and the Pacific Islander community. And it's like, all that exists here. I would say number 2, maybe we number 2, and number 1 is Toronto. You know, and
Thank you, Special.
so it's like it's super hard to it's super hard to be able to
Identify your enemies, because your dentist could be racist. Your teacher could be racist.
Teacher for sure racist.
You know what I mean?
It's covert.
Yeah, so you don't know, but like in the South,
You know the time.
You know what type of
your
time it
parents go, hey, don't go over there because they don't rock with us over there. So you stay away from over there. You black people need to be with you black people. So it's a high level of nepotism. It's a high level of staying with each other in those areas because you know who your enemies are. But out here, it ain't like that.
Yeah.
You don't know who your enemies are. So you end up mixing and mingling because it's a gumbo pot, and your best friend could really, like, his family could really hate you. You know what I mean? And we're just in that generational period where the cream is rising to the top and then the bad stuff is sinking to the bottom, and we just kind of in the middle, kind of figuring it out right now. It's like racial purgatory,
Yeah, no, that's real. That's real as fuck.
See what I mean?
But the East is crazy because you see it.
Every 10 blocks.
Yeah, you see it. It's different pockets of they kind of trying to take over that. Like West Oakland is gone. You know what I mean? Like
They're not gonna get to the East.
but it's
They try to do it by taking the teams out. Good luck
Yeah.
trying to get to the avenues though.
well they
they out there, bro.
they out there. It's like it's little pockets, and it's certain neighborhoods that were created on blockbustering and telling a certain community that it ain't safe here. I'm from Brookfield. Brookfield was created from it being an all-white community, and the real estate investors came to Brookfield and told the white people they're starting to integrate black people into the neighborhood, but I got a better idea for you. If we just move you to Seminary, you can get a big house. And they brought all the black people into Brookfield, essentially saying black people gentrified Oakland because it was 95% white at one point. And the city was where black people was, San Francisco. So like, we can for sure be in a situation where East Oakland is being taken because it's already starting. It's just a 10-year plan,
Right.
Because that's how West Oakland was at first. It was a bunch of Victorians. Grannies died. Parents couldn't, the kids couldn't hold on to the house. So somebody swooped in and said, I'll give you $500,000 for that. Not knowing it was worth $2 million. And
They better get some gentrified options that they fuck with. Like
Yeah.
it better be something that they are interested in.
yeah, for sure.
Like it better be some Trader Joe's instead of our Blue Store on 90th.
Instead of Booker's.
A Trader Joe's on 90th would be crazy.
You know what I mean? The Blue Store, you know what I mean? You might want to mess with it.
Oh, you talking about 90th and Bancroft?
90th and Bancroft.
Yeah. I used to know the name of that store. I used to sell soda to all the East Oakland stores when I worked at Pepsi.
That's the spot, man. That's the meetup spot.
Oh man.
But yeah, that's crazy. I also had a question for you, LG, about earlier when you were just talking about the situation with the gun laws and everything else. you know, it's crazy that 13% of the population is to blame for all of the issues in America. That's super weird, but it made me think about when you were talking. I was like, we all used to go to the club, and when you in Oakland, you know everybody, and you just walk to the front, and you go in because it's like everybody know your name. It's Cheers. But when you go to Miami, when you go to LA, or when you go to Vegas, you in line. You standing in line. You know what I mean? It's like, how do you tell a race that ain't never stood in line to stand in line? They've been walking to the front the entire time, and we've been in line trying to get in, trying to get access. They've been had access. So how do you tell a race, a culture, that's feeling like they the number one people?
Yeah.
How do you tell them to fall in line when it's they shit?
That's what you've been saying though.
Yeah, he gave an amazing analogy. Mine was the ladder system of just you not looking down. So somebody that has been at the top, why would you ever look down? You only look up from there. But no, that's dead on, and that's why it's an issue, because it's not going to get passed as long as you can still justify hunting. You can still justify like things that are for sport. You know what I mean? Like there's so much that's not going on in certain communities that they get the luxury of going somewhere as like their winter or summer home and hunting. You know what I mean? Like that's a luxury type of deal, but also it's America. So America was built to be luxurious, and it was built to protect one group of people. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, I'm with you 100% on that particular analogy, because that was the best way I've heard about it, to kind of make it easy to listen to for everyone. Like everyone can deal with that type of analogy. But yeah, I don't think there is a way to tell people that's been doing what they want. No.
That's why I just look at it like we should just move like our grandparents in the South was training their kids. We know who we are, we know who they are, and act accordingly and come together instead of being against each other, because we the 13%. We're the minority in the country. We got to stick together.
So Deuce's brilliance is that exactly. So Grand National as a concept is essentially just the green book for creatives, where if I'm trying to do an album and whatever shoestring budget I could put together for myself, Deuce, Danielle, Deezus, Kate, Jane, Kev, is a bevy of resources to help pull that off and essentially cut those costs by now I'm only covering a fraction of the cost as opposed to covering the whole thing. And it's the first time I've been a part of something like that outside of my family, where all these strangers came together. Right now, for example, both Jane and Kev's albums. His album's almost done, but Deuce would text me about one of their records instead. I'm like, you've never seen anything like that in the context of like what they tell you. It's like, oh, black people don't stick together. They don't do this. That has not been my experience as far as being a creative has been concerned. My business partners at the studio are black. My business partner with Brave Area is black. My business partners with the Meet the Brave podcast, our sponsors are black. And my mama is she Richmond black though. Richmond black it different. I ain't gonna hold you. Richmond black it a little different. They be on a whole different type of time. But you feel me?
Man.
So they big Arkansas energy.
Talking about that railroad. You know what I'm saying? Them tracks was what did it. You know? So my phone is broke, and you keep your notes during the week. Oh, phone broke.
And the only one I can remember from the notes I had from during the week is the idea in the 60s, 70s, 80s even, of somebody, probably our grandfathers and great grandfathers and dads, going, hey, I'm going to the store for cigarettes. I'll be back. And don't come back either ever or until Monday, and he said it on Thursday. You getting that? You getting that off in 2021?
It's for cigarettes?
Not for, obviously not for cigarettes. L,
Oh, like the inflated version of that?
whatever. Still today? With cell phones? Sheesh.
Especially if you talk about your phone, bro.
Or you gotta drive to that one gas station.
Hold on. That's what we doing?
Huh?
That's what we doing?
Yeah, nah, I just heard about that just now.
You heard because you heard my phone was broke.
Oh, shit. That's, things just be coming to me randomly, bro. Like,
Don't do that
crazy.
to me, L. Don't do that to me, because I'm telling on myself. But my new girl wears a scarf and she know how to use a gun. So don't be doing me like that.
Oh, you got mixed up with Jackson girl?
Baby, he say you wear a beret. See, that's what's crazy. Is whoever with me getting shot too.
That's the thing.
You in trouble because you with him. Let's do one more topic and then get to the questions in the question box. Shout out Spesh. The new Georgia voting bill. Both you and Lex had those for notes. Bub, you want to set it up or G, you got it? Listen, you do. You got it.
G got it. Because G gonna say it way better than I am.
No, just say they're working on a new voting bill to sign into law over in Georgia. But that's the one that, by the time it got to Georgia, that was the big one just because they were one of the last states that came about for the voting to get our president. That's crazy. I don't even know our president's name right now because he's so MIA. Hey, he's doing an amazing job. He is working that job the way I would work that job.
You never know who it is.
I ain't got no IG. I ain't got no Twitter, bro. I might do a
We
speech.
did it,
I may
Joe.
not. You know what I mean?
Joe,
Like,
we did it.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
What?
every once in a while you see me with a mask. You don't know if it's me. That might be my secondary. You know what I'm saying? Nah, but that's the cold part. Is just that by the time we heard about it, it was at Georgia. But there's been 253 bills across 43 states that have introduced the restriction of voting access. So they're doing as much as possible. So that's all the way to closing the voting booths early. So by the time you get off of work, you don't, which I don't understand. So somebody has to explain that to me, that voting, like cutting, shutting down the spot that you vote at early would stop you from voting. Don't you just go, during the day?
Too many black folks in Georgia, bro.
Oh, so it's like it's,
You got bills.
huh?
You got bills.
Oh, no, if you got bills, so you got.
But see,
Bills, you got to stay at work.
That's
a
right.
lot of jobs, they give you that 3-hour grace period.
So they have that in law. So they have it so you cannot take off the period of time for.
Red state.
Got it.
When you go Democrat, when all the black folks show up, hey, we got to.
Got it. I didn't know you could block that part, but then again, I guess you could block it off.
So look at how fast that was. How that information just jumped from person to person that fast.
Not real.
How are we still surprised at anything? The CDC, which is my favorite of how they roll out information. Them niggas roll out shit at 3 a.m. on a Saturday morning.
Bro, they're the most
Hey, we
gangster-
mandating masks on planes, nigga. We've been in quarantine for a year.
Hey,
And they rolled it out at 3 a.m.
nah, you don't understand. They just don't give a fuck. Like, they'll wake up and be like, oh, yeah.
Who's 3 a.m. is it?
That's another thing. That's another thing.
Who's 3 a.m.?
Because the world moves on East Coast time.
East Coast time, European time, anything but our time.
Yeah.
And so that's the
Not
part
the
where
world, but the U.S. moves on East Coast time.
I'm just the continued awe and amazement at things that aren't in our favor when we possess so many resources just amongst ourselves. Like, we don't have to look outside ourselves for shit, especially information in and around voting and how power is sustained.
That's a topic though, like how Deuce was just talking about. That's a topic that should actually be something that's circulated amongst the community on like how because it's not like voting sneaks up on you. You know what I mean? Like, you know exactly when it is every single time it comes up. So it's almost like each one looks out for one, where like you give them the proper information, but also you look out for them so that they can get their particular votes in. You know what I mean? Like, I think that that's part of the answer for making sure that voting doesn't get dismissed for individuals. Like, if you out on a limb and trying to figure out on your own, and I use up all my PTO, or I can't use my PTO because y'all about to fire me. Like, there's a whole bunch of situations that I'm dealing with. As a community, there should be a way to get that done.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Damn. Did you have anything to add in addition?
This might be the first year that we had so many, like, I know we had it for Obama, but I think this might be the first year that we had so many educated voters because of what we had to deal with for 4 years. So that should only rev up from here. You know what I mean? Like, that's not a reason to fall back. But yeah. I still don't know my personal people, so y'all might have to help me out with that one. I don't know who local.
But how could you?
Huh?
How could you? It's not.
I mean, part of it I don't care, but that's I get it. I
Why,
get it. That's
how could you? Why should you care? It's not. It's usually somebody old. It's usually somebody that's not really from that city.
They got their agenda.
Come on, man.
And politicians are weird like that because they all they press the
Would you
same
run?
things. Huh?
Would you run
If people fuck with me.
for mayor of the East specifically, though?
Of the East?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. I'll fuck with the East. Yeah, if it's specific to the East, like, because I only care about the East.
If it's just the East.
Yeah, like, if it's just the East mayor, then yeah, I got that. Yeah, like, I don't want to be the mayor of Oakland. You know what I mean? Like,
You don't want the whole town. You just want the East.
Nah. I'm at the lake right now. I don't want them.
Let's do it, y'all. Thank y'all for sitting with us. Let's get to the fan questions. Part of this, I would be remiss if I didn't shout out 510 Media and the Hope Foundation, Nana, Court, Kev, D, everybody that at 510 that's been like sort of helping reshape how we come to understand business, and part of said business is scaling. But you can't really scale without feedback and interaction with people who have context of not just the vision, but the business per se. So it'd be one thing to go, hey, we're doing the 150th episode. Everybody's invited. That would be cool, but it wouldn't be the people who listen to the show. I know Elijah listens to the show every week, so it has something to say, good or bad. JoJo listens to the show every week, good or bad, and has something to say. My mom will hit me. Mom, when you usually hit? You usually finish by like Wednesday, Thursday, and she'll be like, "Fam, y'all wildin'." You know, Quiddy's really good about hitting. You know, and so the whole point of like it being invite only, specific folks, is because it your feedback matters above and beyond anything else. Just having random people pull up and for the look wasn't it. It needed to be this, intimate, and the questions were an idea. It was only able to be focused and brought to fruition because Spesh is Spesh and was like, hey fam, I'm gonna make cards because you got hella shit going on. So thank you, Spesh. And I think you're gonna read some of those, right? Is that the plan?
You want me to?
Absolutely.
Oh, I have to start with this one.
Uh-oh.
When will Meet the Brave allow an all-girl pod, specifically Teeny, Nana, and Neek?
Wait, and
And
Amber, I'm assuming. Who? I'm gonna guess either Ariana or Martina wrote that.
No, it doesn't matter.
It's anonymous.
What? Unless Alyssa wrote it, because she wrote her name on her card. No, we've been saying that for a minute, Hunji.
Yeah. No, that's definitely something that we want.
We want to do.
We want to encourage it. We want to. We want another perspective. I'm all about perspectives, but.
Do you really want those four?
That's the issue, deal. It's the four we talking about. Cause you a loose cannon. Like I love you, but you crazy. Where? When? Man.
I think those they're associated with would have to worry about it the most.
What's crazy is Nick
Because
might be
y'all-
the one we might be all right with.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Nick gonna get this mic in, you gonna hear it all.
Wait, Nika hit me on Monday like, yo, I don't agree. Like immediately. But she always like, yo, y'all did a good job, but yeah. So
I'm
now
gonna let you finish, but
whenever it would be really dope. Shout out to Conversations with Nations. There's a few all women podcasts that we really rock with. Special, not so much special delivery not right now, but Seeing Sounds every Wednesday on Twitch with Spesh. The women in podcasting already that I'm fortunate enough to know and be fans of and really support the content that they're generating. If I'm being 100% honest, is for as talented as I believe my family is just naturally, there are people that do this shit every day as like a living, and so there's that part of it too, where you want the collaborations and the cross promotions with the different platforms to be in alignment with other people who have shows, as opposed to just handing my girlfriend a microphone and let her say anything crazy, because nah, because you don't have a filter. You baby e-baby. You liable to say anything. You liable to say anything. What else we got special?
Do you think children from a single parent household are less likely to succeed?
Yo, that's a really good question. Children from a single parent household least likely to succeed. Fellas, one of y'all want to take it first?
I think it depends on when and what your definition of success is. Because I would say that children from a single parent household, there might be a little time to figure it out. But your learning curve is super quick because you don't have a combination inside of a household to go off of. So I think a 2-parent household, you might still be living in the space of having to please the two of them on their timeline because they built a union. I don't know if that's the case for everyone that has a union. That wasn't my household, so I don't know. But building a union and having a direction for their child already is a lot to overcome. For a single parent household, y'all trying to figure it out. So together. So you get abrupt situations that set you up to be a little bit more ready for the world. It's not so much of a bubble that you get stuck in. So I think you're a little bit more prepared if you look at it that way. So now it comes down to what your perspective is, and if you look at it a certain way, because you can actually have an advantage being in a single parent household. It's just the way that you look at it.
Yeah. I was saying that for me, I kind of feel like it more resides on the parents, because you can have a single parent that's strong and can handle it, but you can also have 2 parents in that household that are both ain't shit. And then all of their bad habits just go on that child. And then they're getting a double dose of bad habits.
Facts.
So
that's a bar. I struggle with this question because it was framed. It's been asked before, but it's been asked through the lens of, can a single mother raise a man? And you go, I get what they mean. Like, I know what people mean. It's like it's a woman trying to raise a man. All right, bet. But y'all don't know. Y'all don't know women who was raised in Richmond in the '80s. Like, it's just a different energy. So it's the nuance and the specifics. And nigga, you know, when I found out my mama had hands for real, when I found out she was Floyd Mayweather, nigga, I was like, ooh. But it was more than that, right? Because it's
I didn't see it. I just saw a wall shake, and I was like,
Y'all got out of there.
yeah, I did that dance flick where you just spin away from the situation around the corner upstairs.
Oh, go ahead, boo.
Dante got something to say. And he was
It's just true.
saying-
I don't think you can. There's certain things that as a woman you can't teach. No,
Come on, kid. That's what the microphone is for. Come use the microphone.
there's no mic. You can't teach. There's no mic.
So, hold on here. You come speak after that. But I want to get this very important part off. You speak. You definitely
This
speak
is
on
a
this.
group
You
combo.
absolutely. The way it was framed to me is that a woman can't raise a man, and you know I knew what I understood what bruh's point was, similar to what Freak was, like the shave, all that shit. All right, bet. However, what wasn't accounted for was the specificity of my mother's experience, our experience together, our growth and our learning together. It isn't straight just like doom and gloom and like in mad just linear. There are these moments where you jump all over the place and you're just trying to fucking figure it out. That's it. You're just trying to figure it out. And in the context of becoming a man, I don't know what's more manly than, hey, when you walk in with a woman, walk on the outside.
Period. Outside.
Do you remember when you taught me that, Auntie? You know what I'm saying? Like, Auntie, your mom went out of her way to win. What you doing? Wait a minute. What do you got going on? And this morning, on the way to get the equipment from the pod, it's 8:30. And I'm making this story up because I'm looking at this man and his daughter on the corner at 8:30 in downtown Oakland. So in my head, it's the only day he gets to see her. He just picked her up and they just on a journey together. Cause he's talking to her, but she's standing hella far away.
Nothing like people watching East Oakland, by the way.
And for real. But the distance between them and the story I wanted to tell myself was like, damn, this is his day or his week, the end of his weekend with his daughter, and he's gonna make the most of it. So they get ready to cross the street because the light changes, and he goes, "No, get on the inside and hold my hand." Him and his daughter. It was the most beautiful shit ever. That happened this morning, and I don't know, bro. Like it's one variable of it, but it's a very important variable. Where there are these emotional cues, emotional intelligence, emotional agility, the way women interact with the world from an emotional intelligence standpoint. Excuse me, is so superior to men that you would be fortunate enough to be raised by women who done seen some shit and been through some shit, but come out on the other side of it not completely beaten down by the world. Like I don't know. I even through the context of like dealing with my dad and shit, like the being 31 now and having some context of the world, it ain't just black and white. This shit is not designed at all for niggas to like survive it in any way, let alone have some success and fuck your dreams. Dream where? But now if we remove ourselves from that and just the relationship, like damn, this superheroes for real.
Yeah.
The single parent, like, whether that single parent be a man or a woman.
Yeah.
Whether it be a single man raising women, whether it be a single woman raising a man, I get what the men are saying. However, I challenge you to come fuck with the women that are in my life per se, and how they give it up, and in the spectrum that they cover, the field that they cover, and the superior emotional intelligence to navigate this fucked up world. Because it's not designed at no point is it designed for for us as a whole, let alone some black men. And then you got the nerve to be 6'12", nigga. What? Your mama got to shoot you in the leg at a certain point, because that's what happened. I got taller than Coco. Hey, I walked in the house like this. Shit,
tell you
ain't gonna be no more whoopings today.
Hey, tell you the truth, moms just had to show me accountability. Like, I came to mom so foul one time, and my bad, moms, for disclosing this. I was gonna do this for like the pod when y'all are here, which is later on.
Is gonna save it?
Yeah. But I came to mom so foul about a situation because as a young black male, and I hate saying that, but it is what it is, in the East and stuff, like, and raised by moms, I had step pops in the house or whatever, but that wasn't enough for me. You know what I mean? Like, I still need
It's
my
okay to
pops.
say.
You know what I mean?
It's okay to say.
So I made the mistake of trying moms when it came to letting her know, you know what? I'm just gonna stay with Pops then if it's bad like this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna go see Pops then. And moms was at the end of the table. Like, there's a dining room table, end of the table. The next room is the room that you get out the door with. And I'm confident till I got to her. And I'm like,
it's the levels of Mortal Kombat.
I'm like, what? She was guru.
You
for
met
real.
the master.
She was guru for real. But then I got to her, and I'm like, I bet. Well, I'm going to see Pops. Ain't nothing you gonna do about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm staying with him from now on because it's bad. And Mom's just like, oh, okay, bet. Well, if you staying with Pops, then you might as well strip everything that got to do with me. And I'm like,
you don't know what that means.
I'm like, okay, bet. Well,
you don't know what that means until they say it.
No, I'm like, okay, I got that. So I started stripping thing. I'm like, she said that too, and that too, and that too. I'm left with just drawers and shoes.
No. Your mom didn't do you how Coco did me. I knew I was running away. I had it figured out. Cause I think I'm smart for real. So I already know what she gonna say.
You had to stick with the banana with the stuff in
the
there.
office show had to stick in the little fat boy had the peanut butter jelly too on the low.
Make sure you get that out before you leave.
I'm gonna have a snack.
That was the first thing you got. You didn't get no clothes yet.
But no, I think I'm 10 steps ahead of her, right? She gonna tell me not to take nothing she bought. So she not gonna I'm not gonna take nothing you bought. No way, fam. I don't want this little ugly starter coat. I got on something my godmama bought. Who you met her through?
Extension of it, right? Yeah.
Nigga, how I'm supposed to know that? What? But it's a real lesson, and I think that's why I really love the show, because people ask, shout out Teen and hiring the crew that put everything together. Amazing crew. We got to shout their company out too, babe. Don't let me forget what their name is. But she was like, yo, how the show go? What is it about? I'm like, fuck, when people ask me that, I still don't know, because it's like pop culture, but it ain't really. But it's to me, it feels like the part of the black experience that often ain't discussed. And so can you, what happens in a single parent home? Fam, I know what the statistics say. I know what y'all think. I know what the movies have made up, but I also know we coming from a very unique, specific focus group. When you talk about, and in the Bay too, the Great Migration. Who said that? Was that Deuce that said that? The Bay, from both Richmond, Oakland, even all the way up to San Jose, San Francisco. Why they ended up here, and the circumstances in which they ended up here. I haven't told you yet, but finished The Color of Law and reading it again.
Man, that's my shit.
If anybody hasn't read it, please read that book, because it explains everything. Like, if you're confused on,
it opens your mind to the fact that the game is rigged. Like, if you didn't know it was already, get familiar. Then you have a different way to approach the game.
Come on.
You know, that's not like we need to lose our shit and now we need to protest some shit that happened 30 years ago. Nah, it's like, understand the game that we're in and what we're playing and the chips that are on the board, and mingle them shits the way that you like it. You know what I mean? That's the way to do it.
Deuce Freak, did y'all want to say something?
I just wanted to answer about the woman being able to raise a man situation, or not being able to raise a man. I think that answer is true, but I think that the depending part is that it was never confirmed that one woman and one man were able to raise any man or woman because it always took a village.
Come on.
I think that the idea that that's even a narrative is based in American conditioning. I think that if you look at nature, the lioness is the one getting the food.
Facts.
The lion ain't getting the food. The man lion ain't getting the food. The woman lion is.
They only call him if it's absolutely necessary.
Yeah, when it's time for you to pull up and go beat somebody up or something, all right,
He
we'll
might
call you.
show up,
Yeah.
but the women might handle it.
She's hunting. You know what I mean? Any Disney movie, you tell you the woman out there hunting.
Yeah.
And
He did tell the son though everything that the light touches.
yeah, but that's American. That's the American writing part.
Okay.
This belong to you.
But
You in charge. When in actuality, every
Nala came through and was wrecking shit.
every African culture, there was no this is the king and this is the queen. It was this is the king and this is the queen.
Facts.
We was doing this together the whole time.
Yeah.
So the idea that a man is above the woman is American.
Yeah.
It was always together. It was always a village. It was always a community of people. You know, so yeah, it's true that a woman can't raise a man because it take all of us to do that.
I got a quick question for black folks.
See, Dill talk about what you got for me?
Hey, specifically to you, Dill. Yeah, it's important. How do you feel about? We've been here for some time now, right? So how do you feel about us adopting American ways?
Huh.
Like because
Please take
No,
the
no, no,
microphone
I'm
from
saying-
him.
I'm saying-
'Cause it might get spicy in there.
no, I'm saying this because like everything that we've learned on this soil is coming specifically from the white male, and the white female, if you want to say like the next person. You know what I mean? So like, how do y'all feel about the fact that we inherited a good amount of those norms, but we just ran it up because the attention's always on us? You know what I mean? Because like we're like the ugly version of the American dream. Stockholm syndrome.
That's a bar.
Stockholm syndrome, exactly.
What you
Like
got?
we
What you got,
whip
Freak?
ourselves like crazy. We whip our people like crazy. We whip our households like crazy. Our
Huh.
children like crazy. Off of some shit that was presented to us. It is an experience. It's the Stanford, the Tuskegee. What experiment
Hey,
you
y'all
on, bro?
run
Like,
with this and call it law. Grab it. And Jeremy the mic.
No, go ahead.
Oh, okay. You got some cut? No? Okay. It's not. It's just a fire
I
ass.
thought you-
It's just a fire ass statement. I thought.
Yeah, no.
I think black culture is America. Like I think we done came to. I think right now in 2021, 2022, or whatever we in right now.
Depending on where you live at.
Come in the forward.
He got to pay company taxes, so he in 2022.
Coming forward, I believe like you have like this like even with the whole like Black Lives Matter and shit like
Come on, don't do it. Cut.
it's a nut
Don't do it,
ass
Cut.
statement to go Black Lives Matter, but
Come on,
to see
Cut.
like that lower generation of Caucasian kids going, hey, we just fuck with y'all because they love the culture. So I don't think America as a whole expected this slave culture to be the culture that takes over the globe.
All right, second part to that then. All right, so those same white folks that you said was riding, did they not run it up?
No.
Way worse than you would have thought to run it up because you're experiencing this position. They took a piece, like they took a stimmy from you and ran that shit up
Literally.
on your behalf without you asking for them to do so, and they made it worse for you.
See, now it's a difference though because with EDD, I know a bunch of niggas who like quote unquote I know a bunch of black cats who ran it up on EDD.
I'll edit this. You can
to
say
go,
names.
like,
You can say names. Go ahead.
To go
Go ahead.
to where like it's different. To
I'm gonna
where,
be Vlad right now. You can say
it's a
names.
different game. Like if you go like
So you sold
it's-
crack what day was it? You shot who?
it's just a different game. Like if you complain like if you comparing like that shit that happened at the Capitol When I heard what happened at Capitol, I was like, all right, bet. It didn't hold no weight to me. It holded like no weight. Cool.
But I'm not talking about the Capitol. I'm talking about when the news was here, and they're talking about how bad black people are doing not Telegraph, but Broadway. And behind the person that is talking about how bad we're doing Broadway, there was a white bruh
that's
knocking down windows behind the telecast. You know what I mean? Like, I'm talking about the people that
dropped the pallet of bricks off.
I'm talking exactly. I'm talking about the folks that dropped off the police car that was already burnt.
We're not tripping like that.
What are you talking about?
We not tripping like that, honestly.
No, we're not tripping. But I'm saying
like
as far
that.
as like the people that are saying they're allies.
I think that the issue is you're gonna have a lot of issues because like this whole like no mask shit is because of a certain race of people has never been told of what they can and can't do.
No, for sure.
So it's not like, hey, wear a mask just in case. But if I tell you you gotta wear a mask in order to do this, they've never been told that. So as far as me and you, we go, hey, we ain't gonna cause no issue with it. If you tell us to do this, bet it is what it is. We here with it. The Anglo Saxons.
Hey, I'm with that word.
Freak. Nigga, where? What?
I'm with that. I'm with that. We Angloed these Saxons.
Anglos.
So
wait, hold on.
Saxons, so for those who don't know how the episodes get titled, that's exactly how it happens.
Yeah.
This will be the Anglo Saxons podcast.
We're like, that's fire. That's fire. I ain't gonna lie. Put that EO in there.
I'm sorry. Can I say something?
Oh shit. First off,
get it off your chest, Mom.
Don't ever introduce that way.
Hello, can I say something? You worse than Coco.
That is my mom. So
what you got,
girl? I just so I feel like the conversation is always centered around like how can the black woman raise a black son, right? But I'm a black woman raised by a very capable black mother, right?
Yeah.
But like an army of black women sitting here, right?
Yeah.
So I want to shine light on the fact that like I have been able to like become the woman that I am because of the army that's behind me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and so I get that like you guys want to shine light on the fact that like, you know, y'all black men with these black mamas, you know what I'm saying? And I've been able to become who I am, learn what I need to learn, and maybe not learn because this weekend was crazy.
Hey, my nigga fresh off the plane from Vegas too, by the way. That's what she mean.
I might need to say that. But I'm just saying,
Andy's... Damn, you did a world tour?
Wait,
you
what?
went on tour?
Wait, what?
You went on tour?
What was the start point? All right,
the Millennium tour? You had on a jean fit? A jersey dress?
I got on Doris Jean. These her pants. So.
Grandma was walking in with them pants on.
Doris Jean ain't here though. Can we clap for Doris Jean?
Grandma.
Cause she not here, but she living her best life. Period.
Believe it.
But no, I wanna make the conversation. I want to include us in the conversation because I think that so much attention is turned to like black mothers raising black men, and it's like, but no, like there are single mothers raising black daughters.
Facts.
And this woman did an amazing job. These women did an amazing job, and I took so much from my auntie. Like, first of all, she had me in Gap at 5. Like, that was fucking expensive. This one, oh my god. Hold on, I'm not.
She played Juvenile and Donnie McClurkin at the same
road.
They on the same playlist.
No,
Bird
seriously. And then to fast forward to a younger sister who is now a mother. Like you are
somebody mama.
You are teaching me things that I didn't even know that I needed to be taught. So let's just talk about it. Like, y'all, I get it, but we are also a factor in this. So, and then Auntie,
I get you,
ma'am, with that shirt, cause it's a moment. It's a moment.
Go ahead. Okay, come on, pass the mic.
I do want to add to that, but I want to add to the other side of that because we are who we are due to the women who sacrifice everything.
Completely.
Absolutely.
And when you see a young black man like take the wrong path or do the wrong thing, we often take the brunt of that. Like, it's your fault that your mother didn't raise you right or didn't give you what she should have. And it's just like, we are giving everything that we can. And I know for me, growing up in a household, I'm a younger sister to an older brother. So it's not just me that's the rock, it's my mother too. And we're looking after this kid, making sure that he has everything that we need. And oftentimes, we don't get the credit that we deserve.
Yeah.
It's just looked at, we only get looked at when shit goes left.
Facts.
So I feel like we need to be honored more and appreciated more. One of the thoughts that I had the other morning is we are women, black women doing God's work every single day.
Every day.
We are the only creatures on this planet that can create life
Facts.
and give life into the world. Like, we giving y'all everything that y'all love every single day. And we just need to be honored, respected, and appreciated for that.
That's a bar. That's a bar. Mark.
I'm with you, and that's what the Meet the Brave podcast is for, right there.
Facts.
Like, we want to big y'all up all the time.
What you got, Nene?
I just want to say, I want to piggyback on, what's your name? What's your name? Deuce. It does take a village.
Yeah.
You know, so we did come from two parents. So at the end of the day, we have to be whole. The only way we're going to be whole is that we have to still have the male species in our lives, regardless if we was raised single woman or, you know, a male. At the end of the day, it takes a village.
Absolutely.
And then two, we have to still give credit to ourselves. The work that we are doing. I don't need someone to pat me on my own back because I know what I'm doing.
Come on.
Regardless if I'm doing it by myself
Come on.
or with someone.
Come on.
So at the end of the day, it takes a village.
Yeah.
I can't do it by myself. It takes uncles.
Right.
It takes your neighbor. Yeah, godparents. So it still take a man, regardless. Because at the end of the day, you're gonna still be empty. You still need that bond.
Absolutely.
So you can't do it by yourself. I can't. I'm raising daughters, but I am raising a foster son. So I still need my brothers. I need money. I need nephews. I need the community to, you know, to support and to raise. Because you can't do it by yourself, regardless.
Absolutely.
I mean, I can be the rock, but that rock get heavy. And I don't want to carry it by myself. And I'm not going to carry it by myself. So I'm going to ask Uncle, I'm going to ask Dylan, I'm going to ask Freak, I'm going to ask everybody to, hey, can you help me?
Yep.
And that's what happens. We don't want to ask for help. Why is that? We need help
We didn't.
as a community. And I don't want to do it by myself. I'm not going to do it by myself. And I'm not going to say, oh, yeah, I did it. No, I didn't do it.
Yeah,
I did it with my brothers. I did it with my nephews, everybody. It takes a village. So, like Freak saying, no, you can't. I mean, a single woman shouldn't be doing it by herself. It's hard. It's rough. It's tough.
Yeah.
But it wasn't tough for me because
Yeah.
I had uncles.
Yeah, the
I mean,
village.
my daughters had uncles.
Yep.
And that's what it takes. It takes a village.
Absolutely.
And you don't want to carry that load by yourself. You shouldn't. It's not for you to carry because the father is there, regardless if the mom don't want to be in communication, but you have to at some point. Because when that little knucklehead start getting crazy, what we gonna do? Dad, it's your turn. Come get him. No, we gonna do it together.
Yeah.
Regardless, you have to. You can't just do it by yourself. I don't want to do it by myself, and I didn't.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it just takes a village. Real Richmond coming to the mic.
Hey, first off, this is not the podcast for banging y'all sex.
Hey.
Y'all about to set I see where y'all about to go with it. So before y'all go too far, don't tell me where y'all specifically from.
First and best.
And then once I see a hand signal, we gotta cut. We gotta cut edit. No, I love y'all.
No, I just wanted to say this is an amazing afternoon. I'm so grateful. But all glory belongs to God. As a single mother, just grateful for the village. Amen. For don't leave David out. But the biggest part of all of this raising a child, whether for me, because I was always told, oh, your kids aren't going to, factor into anything because you're a single mom. Their dad was there, aunties, everybody, grandmother, uncle. But when you're not whole, it doesn't matter if there's a mother and a father in the house. If it's broken, it's broken. So the part of being raising a man, no, I can't show him how to pee, standing up, all that stuff. I get that part.
Yeah,
but
wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. I'm not. Hey, it's a lot of lies. I'm gonna let you get off. But the way the assembly line at the bathroom.
I really did show you.
Okay.
Right.
Okay, you got it.
But really, with all I want to share is that as far as I'm so grateful for my tribe. Oh my God, it's just amazing. But unless you get healed. And some of these relationships need to get healed. There's some fathers like double R. We call each other double R. But fathers are important. But a lot of times these black men, I'm gonna say it how I feel, because they're damaged and wounded. They don't know how to be fathers. So I just hate when women use children as a pawn, because so many people, grown people, are walking around wounded because daddy didn't want mama for whatever reason. So mom used that. And so now there's a wounded adult. Yeah. So I just think that I always tell women, because I have a lot of women that I'm not going to let them see their dad. Why? That's sad to me. Mm. And so the children are growing up thinking that the dad didn't want them. No, because the relationship fails. The relationship with the child does not have to fail. So I'm just grateful today that I'm looking at all y'all, Larry, all of you guys. I'm trying not to cry because these lashes be burning, but I really am grateful.
Your lady do house calls.
She do house calls. She holds my business. And even Dante, I know if your mama was here, she'd sing. Amen. But I'm just grateful again. No, I didn't raise you to be a man, but I taught you what kind of man I think you should be, if that makes any sense, right? The emotional side, it's okay to cry, how to treat a woman. I can't, it's some things that I can't.
I'm a gangster rapper.
You ain't no gangster rapper. Stop acting like that.
I don't be crying,
Stop acting like that.
Money ain't never jumped a tear.
But I'm just saying.
Right. What?
The last thing I'm gonna say is in the church, if you're not careful, the church will mess you up. I'm not throwing shade. But when you grow, when you are raised in a church and you have the saints telling you that you're going to hell because you are divorced, you got 3 little kids, and then the women are mean because they think you want their little husbands that they don't even want. So that's a whole nother factor. So then when you look at these people, and because again they may have more than you, they have mother and father, but mother and father aren't healthy. So I'm just saying. Armani and Larry.
I'm great. I'm talking about we keep going.
I'm just saying that the myth that a woman cannot raise a boy to be a man. Yeah. That's not. I don't agree with that. I just don't. I just think that it takes a village. Let's go back to that, and it takes God, and that's all I'm gonna say. So thank you, and I love you guys.
Love you too, T. Love you too.
Yeah, no, that's why
I had a question. I had to ask where we were as far as
you saw his eyes light up.
I was about to. Yeah. I caught a twinkle. Pause.
Why you gotta pause the twinkle?
Hey, twinkle's a pause word. twinkle. Thank you.
He said twinkle.
Hey, that's a pause word, bro.
What's up, boo?
No action, just a word.
Pooty, you awake?
And I just want to say, shout out, regardless of the conditions you grew up in, shout out to our generation for like trying to seek healing. Like it's a real thing out here.
That part.
Therapy, Zoom therapy, however kind of therapy, because our parents did the best that they could, but we want to be better. Like I have a daughter now. I want to literally be the best that I can be for her, because I don't want her to know my mom's struggles, my dad's struggles, grandma's struggles, none of their struggles. So shout out to us. Shout like for real.
Facts. Auntie, you got something?
I was gonna say, just as in raising a young male who was experiencing some stress and decided he wanted to punch a hole in the wall, and I'm walking out the door going to get my hair cut. So I just kept on my journey, and I just had to feel like, okay, he needs to fix this wall.
Facts.
So I had to call my niece
to tell her guy to come over and help him and show him, how to fix that wall.
Yeah.
And with your money that you're going to pay to get this wall fixed, in order to understand that,
Lessons.
this is not the way to deal with stress. And also that you have family around you that will help you through any situation.
Absolutely.
So we have to reach back. We have to give back. We have to support and do what we can as a village.
Completely. Auntie just touched on something that was very important. That was an issue that I had when I was young as well. I was very angry. Had a lot of issues with like using my words. So therefore, physical things was more important to me, or something that caught up to me that was bigger. So Auntie just had a really good statement as far as like making sure that you have like you understand the consequences for your actions, and also that you can utilize your words as opposed to physical overbearingness. You know what I mean? Like I think that was big, because what we don't do, I wouldn't say what we don't do because I don't want to generalize, but in the community you get so much pent up stress that you tend to utilize it in a way that is only physical, understanding that there's a mental to it. So being able to therefore talk through your issues as opposed to immediately jumping to the physical can save so many lives.
Yeah.
You know, like
yours probably.
Yours specifically, like
them people gonna kill you. Is what my mom's favorite thing
them
was.
people, the cops, all that, man. Like the cops be having you fucked up.
Yeah.
So, but they will kill you. But yeah, go ahead, dude.
Deuce, what you got, bro?
No, my question was like I felt like when I came, we were talking about like CDC. I was like, this is probably a good question to ask for this podcast, being everybody's here is going to be promoted. Do we, as a culture, as a people who have been conditioned to not trust politics or government, do we have a plan for our generation to prepare ourselves to deal with the 1960s again in terms of segregation, with the ones who take the vaccine versus the ones who don't take the vaccine? Because they're already having conversations about vaccine-only establishments versus you being in that tent that's really inside but outside.
But inside.
If y'all don't got the vaccine, that's where you eat. Yeah. If you do got the vaccine, you can go back to Morton's and run it up like you used to, or Maestro's, or wherever you go get overpriced steak.
Right.
You can go back to there if you got a vaccine, but if you don't have the vaccine, you remain in a tent outside in the parking lot. Do we have a plan, or are we trying to start having that conversation to form a plan? Because I fully believe that day is coming where the water fountain ain't for you because you ain't got the vaccine. The bus belongs separate and you get to go to the back again because you ain't got the vaccine. Is this generation prepared for what our parents and grandparents dealt with in terms of segregation versus it not being race no more, but class?
Because you and I have been having this conversation a lot, and the one thing I like to sort of lean on, and I said it sort of tongue in cheek around some elders, that I should have been more respectful of how of my delivery, not what I was saying, but my delivery, was some of the most lucrative moments for the Black American experience were during segregation. There were Black doctors, Black lawyers, Black store owners. You know where your produce was coming from. You knew everything. You bought Black everything because you had to. And that Black dollar that now, I think the Black dollar now only stays amongst the Black community within a matter of minutes, where versus the Asian dollar, the Indian American dollar, the white American dollar, the Jewish dollar, their dollar is able to circulate for months at a time, where ours is a matter of minutes, right?
Isn't it 5?
Is it? It's under 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's a sub 5, whatever so. I'm not about to do that to folks, but I'm just like, hey, if and when in doubt, like, you got to reimagine and tell yourself a different story when you buy in Black, right? The concept of being in beta. The iOS 14 point whatever is out right now. You have no issue updating your phone and hitting I agree to the terms and just keeping it pushing. That's beta. They sent you a product, they saw what worked, they fixed the bugs, and then they put out a new version of it. When you go to buy black from Brave Area and you like, oh, money, this quality of hoodie is fucked up. Fam, I paid for that out of pocket.
It's beta.
It's beta. The next one's gonna be fire though. Yeah. Fuck with me, you know. So,
I think we do that a lot. I seen a meme that said, McDonald's fuck your order up every day.
Every day.
And you keep going back. They ain't never got the ice cream machine is always broke. You keep going back.
Yeah, I ain't had ice cream from McDonald's since.
Yeah.
I think they started selling it.
Yeah.
I don't think I know what their ice cream tastes.
But if you go to your homie and buy a shirt, you will definitely have complaints. Or if you go to that black restaurant and they ain't got it right, you're gonna have complaints. But you frequent the places that disrespect you, continuously.
Absolutely. Yeah. Auntie, you got something?
Not to circle back to this, but I just thought about something.
Oh shit! You left out a detail?
Oh no, I'm here for it.
That far back. It's
I'm
just
here
yesterday. I went to KFC and they didn't have any chicken.
Wait.
I swewer on everything.
KFC ran out of chicken. That might be the title of the episode.
I swear on everything.
Out of real chicken. The 3D chicken in the back.
Yeah, like I can give you chicken,
the
but
printer just broke.
I'm giving. First things first, I would say that I ain't got chicken.
Right.
But if you say I want chicken, they'd be like, oh, I just found some.
Yeah. They had like a specific type of chicken. Then I said, okay, well, do you have strips? Those not ready either. So it was gonna be like an hour and a half wait for them to cook some chicken. Where y'all getting this chicken from?
I'm telling you guys, they gotta print it.
They gotta print it.
They gotta print it. They probably ran out of ink, and they were
Yeah, they trying to cut down on the wait time on that one. Exactly. So they gonna be good by next year. It's in beta. Everything in beta right now, But yeah, that's real.
Spesh, you want to go through a few more questions?
Before Spesh talk, can I say something about healing?
You absolutely can.
So.
Nah, Lex, you can't talk.
Okay.
Nah, fuck with you.
All right,
You my nigga, bro.
Cool.
You can talk whenever you want to, my dude. You can talk more than I do, man.
As far as healing, so my dad has a lot of trauma, but he don't deal with it. And the only thing he know how to do is leave his family. And for a long time, I was angry about it. Like, it took therapy and some more, and then when I finally talked to my mom, and my mom's not angry about it, and I'm like, how can you not be angry when you guys was married? And he was abusive and some more. And then he cut. And she was like, I'm not making excuses for him, but in certain ways, him being here could have had you guys even more fucked up than him leaving. And she was like, until he deals with his trauma, he's always going to be like that. And I'm talking about all sorts of trauma that now that my mom's starting to tell me about it, from him growing up in Texas, and my grandma ran a store, and then people from the KKK hung everybody in the store and burnt down the store. And as a child, he saw that. So my dad's from Timpson, Texas. And like it's a small area in Texas. Like we have a whole burial spot there. And my grandma ran one of the first salons, black salons, in Timpson, Texas. And she had to drive to Houston to get stuff and took my dad. And while she was gone, some people came and killed everybody in the store and burnt down the store. And when she got back, she saw a burnt down store and her 4 employees dead. And my dad was like 7 at the time. So he seen that. He ain't never dealt with that.
Yeah.
And then just fast forward years ahead, somebody my grandma was supposed to marry, he had somebody on the side, and she killed him on the wedding day. And my dad seen that. So for him, I don't know what he goes through, and he don't never want to talk about it. He holds on to all of it and just make it seem like everything cool. Yeah. So at some point in time for me, I was like, I didn't never know that about you, so I can't be angry at you because I don't know how you would have raised me if you would have stayed. And what's even crazier is his dad left. So if his dad would have stayed, and his dad's sicker than him.
Yeah.
Like my grandpa has 50-something kids. So
y'all being messy. Y'all grandpa got 50 kids too. Hey, don't y'all not about to do. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hey, I'm gonna let you finish. Don't do my man like that. Stop it.
You find out a new one every 6 months,
Stop
don't you?
it. Stop.
Every
That's
6 months,
crazy.
new one
Are
pop
we
up
on
like,
Maury?
oh shit.
Is this Maury? Is this Maury Povich right now?
Get the microphone from him.
Oh
But-
my God.
just saying all that, like, healing is important. Because I have a daughter. And there was shit that I need to look at within myself and get healed from and figure out. Because I don't want to pass that on to her.
Yep.
So
I love that Lex brought that up because that's hands to Lex for sure. I love that Lex brought that up because that's a whole nother dimension of it that doesn't get talked about, is that you might want to give our people more credit than you do because of what they've dealt with and what they knowingly at the time didn't want their children to deal with.
Yeah.
You know? And in that case, Lex's pops didn't want him to deal with that. Indirectly, he had to deal with that. It's as damaging, but in the moment, you think that you're doing the correct thing. It was the correct thing. Because Lex could be more fucked up. I'm saying you're fucked up, Lex.
No.
You could be more fucked up, Lex.
Yeah.
It could be worse.
And then we could really be going on one on this podcast.
Hey, we'd be viral.
I'll be ready.
If you was a sicko for real, we'd be viral.
I'm ready.
You see how they put it on me?
You know what I'm saying?
You
Like,
ain't sick enough.
What you got, Lit?
No, like Lex is right on time with that conversation because we always talk about this. Me, you, and Ariana, how like our people before us, they went through what they went through, and then they kind of didn't know how to deal with it, so they suppressed it. And that's why I talked about us going to counseling and like, you know, wanting to move past that because and forgiving the people before us because they didn't know how to dive deep into that and deal with it. And you take it back to being young. Like a lot of people's, your grandpa had 50 kids. What age did he have 50 kids by? Like he was young. That's all he knew. He was poking. Did they even have condoms then? Like pull out nothing? I don't know. But it's real. Like it's just what they knew. And when you put it like that, that's all that they knew at that time. You can forgive them. They may have not forgiven themselves, but like just do that for you.
Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like that was right on time because I be thinking about that kind of stuff all the time.
Dope. You got something? That was it. Okay.
You sure?
Special, you got another question for us, Will?
That's wild. That's dope, though.
We didn't find out till after he died, though.
We got this one twice, so I got to make sure we get to it. Both Auntie JJ and Silver want to know where.
Wait a minute. So you wait. It's in the blood. Until you was gonna let her write her be the only one who wrote her name on her question. That's messed up.
They both would like to know, where do you get your topics from?
Ooh, that's a good one. That is a really good one. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Topics.
It's a funny thing that we deal with every single Sunday. So we come in and we say topics.
You got topics?
You got topics? Nah, but to tell you the truth, like our pod isn't. We talked about this before, but our pod isn't so dependent on like what goes on in the world. It's more dependent on our actual lives and how we see it. So we'll come up with certain nuances and things that we've dealt with to this point. And each week there's something that you come across. You just have to pay attention. You know what I mean? So we just decide to, part of being a podcast as well is that we can't really communicate that often throughout the week because we will lose a good amount of the information that we need to present for Sunday. So in our week we'll come across something, and then by the time if I get something that I saw on like a Monday, then
hold
by
it
the
all the
time,
way till
by the
Sunday.
time Saturday comes, I've thought about it and put it together so many different ways that by the time it gets here, it's super sick because I got all the way to the end of the scope of what it was. It's things that I got to worry about that is like Sunday morning because you might get some of the wildest things I could think of because I didn't have a chance to even digest it just yet. So that's kind of how for me personally, how I come up with my topics is I like the wild angles of the similar stuff that everybody's talking about.
How does it work for you?
I be at work bored. I be at work so bored. You guys don't even know. So then my mind drifts off, and that's on some of the topics. But as far as fan questions,
Oh yeah.
I don't know how I became the person that people want to
They
hit
send them to Lex.
and send them to me, or I get the phone call like, "Hey, bro, do you think you could ask this question on the pod so I can get 3 different people's?"
Hey, folks be dealing with shit. Like,
Yeah, bruh,
it be stuff going on.
bruh, they do be weird. It's like I love them. Don't get me wrong, because I know they listening right now. I love all y'all, but you guys be weird, and that's how questions come up.
Yeah.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Larry, even the chicken with bones, you think it's fake?
You said what?
Even the chicken that have bones, you think that's fake?
I got you, Larry. So when they print these steaks, I'm gonna stay on this because I keep saying it because I don't think people are really catching it. But then one day when you guys wake up and you just you guys think you eating real meat, and they were like, "Oh, we ain't produced cows in years." You guys will
Cows
be
been
like,
extinct.
"Yeah, exactly." But when they print out the steaks, there's actual gristle. If you want a T-bone steak, they put a certain type of plastic, and they dye the plastic so it looks like a bone. So it's a whole thing.
So it's all good then.
So you think
it's recyclable. Also, like, do y'all ever like track where all your bones go?
Okay. Don't let him loose. This is what happens.
Ooh,
This is what happens.
L.
See?
So what
And
you're
then
saying is they've been
both have a
recycling
moment.
the same bones.
Where you think I got the idea from plastic from?
That makes so much sense.
Bro, what you talking?
Because they could pay somebody, be at the garbage, oh, there go a bone, there go a bone, $25 an hour. All the overtime he want.
That's
bread.
That's why y'all two can't be left alone. To to the question of where the questions come from, or where the topics come
Oh, I thought you were about to talk about where the bones come from.
from. No, topics. Dang. We made a unique, yeah, please. We made a unique conscious decision.
Where was that bottle at?
Let me taste that.
No, I just want this.
Relax, Coco.
Relax.
As far as the topics are concerned, we made a real unique choice to be an entrepreneur, if you will, and like learning what that means every day. And it's not just a frivolous term. Like, it has actual context. It has actual like ramifications and circumstances and choices and all. It's a lot of stuff that goes into it, but what it does is it allows for a lot of time and space to process everyday encounters on a real sort of level, like infinite level. And then I end up asking y'all, because I'm like, damn, am I crazy for feeling this way?
That was like our first like 15 weeks too. It's
It was.
How crazy is this? You know, like, is this too much, or you know what I mean? But like, as we settled in and like we had some of these conversations off mic, when it hit the mic, it was just like perfect.
Yeah.
You know, like trying to think about how to do something that everyone's doing, but approach it from a different angle.
Yeah.
Gets a little muddy. So, going back to like the whole, we do not have like we have a title, but we don't have a category that we go in, and that's because we cover everything from a space that we do not want to cover from. You know what I mean? Like, we don't want to cover it from the angle that everybody else is covering it. So it makes us feel better knowing that, you know, we did something that other people haven't. So that's kind of
and get it and be clear, like offering perspective, like the amount of not so we go music, what is it, 50,000 songs a day that are uploaded or released or something like that. That's one facet of it, but with podcasts and the amount of hours and the amount of like long form, it's never ending, and it's definitely contaminated and oversaturated. But shout out to Gary V. He made him and one of Nipsey Hussle's last interviews. They had a conversation in and around IP and content, and he and Nip were talking about doing something if it's already been done before. And Gary Vee was like, that's the number one mistake that people make is going, somebody's doing it already. Yeah, they're doing it already, but are they doing it the way you would have did it? And how many of your immediate demographic isn't tapped in, don't feel spoken for, don't feel seen? My sister just got up here and was like, yo, the black women. We did our 100th episode. Shout out to the Honeckers. They sent in the most fire video to start it off. And the very next voice memo was a woman. I don't know what her ethnicity was, but going, yo, y'all damn near feminists. Because I got up here one of the first episodes and had a consultation with Poe and L about moving in with my sister because I was having a panic attack.
Shout out to you, Z.
Seriously. And L and Poe were my counsel. Like, nigga, you and your sister relationship ain't the rest of the world, bro. You'll be fine. But it was the information and the healing that I needed to not bear a burden that would have broken me. Right? So I don't know what this. I genuinely don't know what our format is. I don't know what genre we identify as. I don't. Fuck all that. I know.
Yeah.
That's it.
Up and stuck.
Special. What you?
Are we stuck up?
Is up and it's stuck?
Is it up and it's stuck? It's up and it's stuck. Okay, just checking.
What we got, Special?
What do you think St. John means by God bless the Ratchets?
That's definitely Dylan.
I didn't write that.
You for sure wrote that. God bless the Ratchets. I'm gonna tell on myself if I fully explain this. Balance. Exactly. That's all. Oh, what'd you say?
You need the ratchets. Hey, what side of the fence are you on?
Oh, so you leaving? Special. Ask another question, please. Hurry up. Shout out St. John. Shout out Maul. Shout out Biggs.
What was your inspiration for starting the podcast?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Dang.
I should have wrote down a question.
Definitely.
What's your inspiration for firing me?
For firing you? Inspiration for the pod. I met Tam, I forget her name. Yo, that's why you not on the show.
That was quick. Hey,
right? I didn't even get it to see.
Hey.
See, you see what I be going through?
If you ever,
you see what I be going through? I met a young woman that was in the process of crowdfunding and raising money for her network, the Third Space. Pfizer Farah, shout out to Pfizer. This is Combat Jack. This is Mark Maron. This is Joe Rogan, Joe Budden, all the Kev on Stage, All Dev Digital. This is all of them in the process of starting their network. These are black folks we talking about outside of Joe Rogan and Mark Maron, obviously.
This is conversations we had at the Nest.
What year was that?
What,
2013. And Lex was the first person I met that listened to podcasts the way that I did. And I feel like I met Pfizer in the same week. I met Pfizer Farah, and I ran into Lil B on a whim. In Mom, what's our noodle spot in El Smyrna? Noodle House. At 6:30 on a Wednesday, Lil B was in there getting noodles.
And base, God bless you.
Base, God bless you, bruh. But we just started having a conversation. And I'm like, who's gonna believe that I just had a whole conversation with Lil B? And I called you. And you were the only person that believed me. So I'm like, damn, this happens all the time. And then I went to shoot a video in Portland. The director said, hey, we'll cover the cost. We'll shoot it for cost if you can just get yourself here. So I flew in on a Thursday. I flew out Friday morning, so I slept in the airport. But the way PDX works, you can't go through the gate. So I slept in the front part by the check-in counters. The next morning, I'm at the gate. I meet Mike Dean, and I'm like, fuck, bro. Like, who am I gonna tell this shit?
Divine.
Mike Dean. He was flying in for he had his I don't know who he had with him, but he had somebody with him for sure. But they were flying in for Travis and Drake's concert. Yeah.
I haven't spoke all day, but just so y'all know, Mike Dean is who taught Selena how to sing. Right?
Exactly. Selena's music director.
Yeah, he's also My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy. Any of that stuff after that of Kanye stuff that has a weird synth, all that crazy guitar line, all that stuff.
Dean.
It's all Mike Dean.
Jesus?
It's Mike Dean.
Jesus is all Mike Dean's drums.
Yeah.
That first song?
Give him what they need. Yeah, that's Mike Dean. But I wake up, I sleep in the airport, wake up, and I see Mike Dean, and I'm like, bro, no one's gonna believe this. And I flew back to the town, met with Chris and Miles. Shout out to Chris and Miles and At the Av Records, because they're the ones who helped me start the podcast. I had been telling we done tour. We went to Europe together. We went to we toured the Midwest together. And I told Chris, I was like, yo, Lex, you were on that tour.
Yep.
And I kept telling Chris, I was like, bro, I want to do a podcast, but I don't know how, what format, no nothing. And he's like, bro, just do it. And Chris and Miles went and found Simplecast as a distribution platform and figured out the logistics of how to release it. Shout out to Sal. Sal shot the first reel when we wanted to put out the show. Poe, L pulled up, Lex. It was like all these different things, but it was really. I talk about it on the pod, so I'm not ashamed of it. But I've been in therapy I did therapy from sophomore year to senior year of college. I stopped when I moved back, and have been in therapy for the last year. But the conversation we often have isn't around what it is you're engaging with. And Tiff, this is for you, because we hella bonded over Property Brothers and Selling Sunset and all them shows like that. And
all the shit.
My therapist goes, oh, you like the process. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, you like to watch the start, and you like to watch somebody completing what it is they set out to do. And then we start having deep dives in and around what the hell that means. I get it. You take your old girl, take her nigga to Thanksgiving, and he rap. It's embarrassing. It is. It's something I think about. But I'm 10 indie albums in. I did 4 last year. So it ain't the same. Stop playing with me. Like, I started and I finish. It's different. I'm meeting people who start and have ideas and then execute them. Regardless of how big or small you may deem them, Kanye was crazy until he was 6 billion up. We got to start somewhere. I just so happen to be fortunate enough to be next to and have access to brilliance all the time. And I kept wanting somebody to tell the story. And it's like, fam, you still waiting around for somebody to tell it. Why don't you just do it? And we started the podcast. Specials has an episode. Who else has an episode?
KC.
Noble has one. Noble has one. KC, shout out to Pat. Pops, that's my dog forever. Faiza Farah, I actually sat down with her. And then randomly, John L has one. But no, this is where it gets crazy. We went to Domino night, and I might have baked y'all. I ain't gonna hold you. I might have that card somewhere. I might have really baked you. You and Freak for sure got baked that night.
Show the footage.
When we went to Kingston 11.
Show the footage, man.
L and Poe got so faded.
If I'm there, I'm winning.
Really?
That's
how that go?
That's a given.
All right.
If I show up, then
don't show it in front of your friends, fam.
That's for anybody.
Don't show it in front of your friends.
Look, L stepped out today.
Anybody that pull up with dominoes.
Deuce, no, I've been cooking Deuce since we got them dominoes. Stop playing with me. Don't do that.
On the pod,
Don't
he
do
make
that.
it seem like.
But our first pilot
Caveats.
episode with me, you, and Poe, I have, and to my imagination, it was everything I thought it would be. We were faded, and that's why it hasn't been released. But because y'all said some wild shit, mainly Poe.
Now we always talk about getting canceled.
that one would have did it. The first one,
because like we didn't factor in the fact that it's being recorded.
No, y'all didn't know.
That's part.
But that's where it started at, Special. What you got for it?
Looking back, do you have any regrets as far as your original life plan versus now?
Want me to start? Nah. For me, like, I'm from Seattle. By the way, of many places, doing many things, and it took me to almost lose a lot and come to the Bay and start over. When I moved to the Bay, I didn't know anybody here. Not one soul. So, to where I'm at now, it's a blessing. It is a real blessing. Like, to be on stage with these two brothers, to know all you guys, to meet Sal, and just all the people that I've met throughout this time. Like, it's a huge blessing for me. Because if I would have stayed what I was doing and where I was at, I'd be dead or in jail. And that's the honest truth. And I know tons of people who say that shit all day long, all that shit. But nah, for me, that's what it was.
Yeah.
Like, I lost a brother, my oldest brother. And for a little bit, I went insane from that. And it took for my mom, it took for multiple people to sit me down and be like, you young and still got a lot of life to live, and you gonna skip through a lot of years and just end up in the grave. So for me, it's like, I'm blessed.
Yes, sir. Man, well, for me, I got the same answer as Lex as far as like would I do it any differently? Nah. I mean, there was so many different opportunities at each step, and I wasn't prepared at the time that it was presented to me. So me like saying retroactively, if I'd have done things different, of course, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But that's not the way that I look at life. Like I look at life as I did that in another lifetime. You know what I mean? So that shit was dope for that version of LG. But for this one, this is the dopest route I could have took.
Yeah.
I'm very appreciative of everything that I had to deal with, everything that came across my plate. I do wish I had certain people here tonight. That'd be amazing, but I don't, you know? So that's the one thing that I'd say, like, yeah, I wish it was different for that. Like, if I'd have known more at that time, then that'd have been perfect.
That part.
But other than that, like, other than, like, people that you've lost, for me personally, I'm amazing. I'm good. So I definitely appreciate everything that I've dealt with, everything that I've gone through. It gave me so much perspective. It gave me so much nuance of just how America and life is, you know? Like, none of this shit is like goes according to a certain script. Like you can't script this. Like it's all like something that it's trial error, and you get really, really good off the error.
Yeah.
You know, so that's the only thing for me is just like why would I want it to be different if I'm so fucking conditioned now? Man, like why would I do it any differently?
Man,
you know,
that's exactly it. That's my answer too.
I can't stand with my left hand for shit. Like this is horrible. I'll never show this one.
I'm damn near embarrassed because I think everybody says I wouldn't do nothing different, and I want that to be my answer. But the truth is, I would do so many things different. It's just certain shit, like not even from an easier standpoint. Just if this version of me knew what 15-year-old version of me, if 23-year-old version of me, like you wouldn't take things so personally. You wouldn't devalue the things that are the most valuable. You would just, everything was inverted, right? The shit that I feel like I had everything backwards. So there's a long list of things that I would do differently.
Can I say one thing though?
I will for sure.
If you did those things differently, you wouldn't learn the lesson that comes with it doing it differently.
So that's the part. My girlfriend now, we've known each other since we were 15. There's a part of me that was like, I could have been young Corey Matthews, fam. That could have been Topanga.
Young Corey.
I was on pure bullshit.
Hey,
though.
for one, black people are so like that. That's their ride or die.
Corey and Topanga,
and then like anything that got to do with Dragon Ball Z. Like black people understand
I'm not
those
giving
two
you that.
like no other thing.
I'm not giving you that, but it's
what Dragon Ball Z.
No, I'm not watching no Dragon Ball Z, nigga. What?
Are you serious?
I was selling drugs. What are you talking about? I could have watched Dragon Ball Z.
Shit, I sold drugs and I still got time for Dragon Ball Z.
They sell drugs in Dragon Ball Z.
They do, but you don't know what's happening.
Yeah, you don't pick up on it, bro. They do hella shit in Dragon Ball Z, including selling drugs.
All them sensu beans are steroids.
That's crazy. All right, relax. But those are the things. But you go to your point, Lex. You wouldn't have the lessons. You wouldn't have the lessons, the tools. It's the tools to take ownership, to take accountability, to say you're sorry, to prove you're sorry, the actions to correct it, not be moving from a space of pride. There's all those things that I've been able to acquire along the way. But I think the most valuable lesson is being open to feedback, right? It's the common denominator of success, fam. And if you're emotional and if you think everybody attacking you, they out for you, they hating on me, they sleeping on me, my nigga. Like sometimes the truth really sting because you know you're not on your shit for real. And
preparation.
So that's why I'm able to get back to a space of like, yeah, I don't have no regrets for real because it allowed me to land here. But them lessons along the way, bruh, of losing so much and so many people, like I'm afraid to even really keep score for real of the people that's gone, and not even in a physical sense, but in sort of those like you just fall off from people. Like how you go from fucking with people for real, sharing your dreams in the most intimate spaces and moments, to not fucking with them ever again. It's a weird thing to do, but it's the reality.
Money just touch on something that we need to talk about, and y'all gonna hear it or y'all not. But people are physical. Like this is your physical being, but we're dealing with energy. Energy is a lot different.
Yeah.
So yeah, we talk about the people are here for seasons and blah, blah, nah. Like their energy is meant to it keeps things moving. You know what I mean? Like that's how the whole universe thing goes. Is that this has to be built off energy. So individual beings, y'all dope as fuck. So appreciate y'all for being who y'all are within your being. But the energy is what you're trying to duplicate. And you do that with as many people as possible. You pass that energy along. You make multiple versions of yourselves and better versions of yourselves.
That's real. Special. What we got?
Last one. I'm going to let you guys hash out the other ones next week. Where would you like to see the pod in the next 150 episodes?
Yo, 300?
300?
300? Well, this is a perfect time to. I don't know how many people listen to the Joe Budden podcast. They had an interesting week.
We did a great job by not bringing that up.
Okay. You want to explain
That's
it?
dope that we got this far and not talking about it.
You want me to explain it? You got it.
No, go for it.
Joe Budden podcast. It's not they're not the because they're at episode 420 something. So if Combat Jack and Mark Maron and Joe Rogan are the godfathers, if you will, they're second gen Joe Budden podcast. Because Mark Maron and them are at episode 1,000.
Yeah.
Combat Jack, if he were still like, God bless his soul, he would be exactly.
Oh, his pod was beautiful.
That was the most amazing. But that's the one. That's RIP to Papa Ted. But we listen to Combat Jack every Wednesday on the way to dialysis treatment, and you couldn't tell him that wasn't his show. But the Joe Budden podcast is one of those ones that's just started with a group of friends, but the success that they caught, and then the way that we Americanize everything that is popular and can generate revenue, they were caught in the wave of it. And so something that started, I don't think they monetized till episode 200, which is crazy to think, but it's how it goes. They didn't monetize until episode 200. But once they did, it went from, so imagine going from generating zero revenue to millions of dollars being in a discussion per episode that you discuss. From zero to a couple $1 million to split amongst the three of us, the four of us, like whomever is producing the show. That's one part of it. The other part is the network, Spotify, Patreon, who you name it, Ian, that whole crew. And then also what podcasting has sort of locked in as the new frontier. Mass media, in the way we think about it, isn't. We got to start defining that accurately, because mass media, radio, television, magazines, maybe, newspapers are regional and local. The internet is not mass media. Your algorithm, you see what you're supposed to see. You don't see everything. And we may think we see everything, but we don't. So the internet isn't mass media. And so what podcast does is it marries the sensationalism of the internet, but it has that feeling of television, to where if one of those clips, if one of those episodes go viral, it can give you the feeling as if you're a television show. So Joe Rogan does a 3-hour episode that'll do a million eyes. Easy. A 3 hours, like, man, nobody want to hear that shit. It's 1 million people that beg to differ. And I'm using the top shows as the barometer, but just to offer context to the conversation, the Joe Budden podcast and where they're maneuvering in, like, life shit took place, but then also the how fast the business is evolving and the lack of communication between them. And so unjustly, they didn't get to really project and plan where the show could not only go and take them, but what it could be, what launching pad it could create. And my guys don't even. I've said it, but in front of a room full of people, I feel like it'll hit different. Lex, as a filmmaker, as a storyteller, as a writer, as a creator, I don't know if you identify as that yet, but to me, you've always been that, L. Storyteller, a creative, a filmmaker, eventually a author. It's a fucking platform for everybody to level up. Dude, my favorite. I quote you so much when you're not around. But my favorite thing to quote Deuce of, he's like, because they'll ask, "Yo, what's the secret to Grand National?" And the very first time somebody asked us that, Deuce went, "Don't nobody want to fucking be famous no more." And I when he first said it, I was like, "What does he mean by that?" Then I started thinking about it. The minute you remove that sort of self-serving variable out of the way, you can show up for a Deuce, you can show up for a Jane, and it not have nothing to do with you. You can just show up in the vein of like fueling this thing. And because I've already identified Lex and L as some of my favorite creatives, I've identified Poe as one of my favorite creatives and thinkers. Fuck, we got a show that offer context and perspective into their processing abilities that may turn into something else outside of what it would be tight if this shit generated revenue, but the really dope part would be for it to springboard into what niggas is really into for real. And because we're going through everything we're going through at Grand National, Freak and I with Brave Area, creatively, I'm having this. It's not a crisis, but I'm having an internal shift where things are just different now. Like, I don't know what it means to be a recording artist. I know what it means to support Jane Hancock though, and for Deuce to call me and be like, "Hey, Monty, you need to do this," and me go, "Okay." Like that's what makes sense to me right now. The podcast makes sense. So when you go like, what do you see? Where do you see it going in the next 300? I hope he's done I hope you've done your YouTube series. I hope you've done your Netflix series, and I hope you've got your feature film off by then, because all of them are done. Whether they know it or not, they're done.
And I'll just even say it, and the doc.
That we haven't been able to talk about for weeks.
Yeah.
You know, I hope you get your book off. I hope you get your film off, because they're in the process of being worked on. And I'm not ashamed of that shit no more, bro. Like the way that the world makes sense to me is through creative. Mom, what was the first thing? I couldn't spell, and the first thing I wrote was about the rat that bit the hole in the wall, the super rat. They messed up and showed me the Jackson 5 documentary, and this nigga was a friend with Ben. So I went, oh, that makes sense to me. We got a rat from the field in Hilltop. This nigga's a super rat. But you can't spell, but you can write a whole story about a super rat. Parents out there, honor that. That kid ain't nothing wrong with that kid. He just learned different. And so now we here, 150 episodes in, from the very first episode, it's like, nigga, you starting a podcast for what? Because I care about black stories for real? I don't know. No. I have no idea, but I care about black people so much, and I'm proud to say that that's my starting point. And that's where I'll end at too, is how much I love black people.
Guy.
That's dope.
Out here living.
What did he taught you? A whole bunch of wave caps?
Wave caps. Next 150 episodes, where you see us, G?
Shit, man. 150. Another 150. I think is. All right. So we got the question last pod about how do we go this far, and go for this long without monetizing.
Yep.
That's talking about damn near 3 years time that we've put into this particular deal here consistently every single week.
Through the pandemic.
Minus a few. Yeah.
and we ran it up in the pandemic.
And ran it through the pandemic. No breaks, just getting right to it.
Facts.
And there was one little break in there, but yeah.
Stop. Why you wilding?
Hey,
relax.
I'm just saying.
Relax.
I gotta stay facts.
Relax.
I wouldn't be right if I didn't stay facts. But that question was asked, and I didn't really know how to communicate that at the time, just because it was so fresh. But after thinking about it, which is how this thing goes, you think about it a little bit, and I look at things at so many different angles that by the time I actually get to the crux of the situation, here we are. But to this point, we didn't monetize because we was getting to the bottom of what we had. We was getting to the bottom of the product. We had to make sure the product was perfect. the listeners were engaged. If you listen to our podcast, you're engaged. I'm just gonna go off on that limb. It isn't like if somebody introduced you to it, from everything that I've heard, when people at their job, wherever they're at, they're engaged. They're trying to figure out how to pay attention. Like where do I need to listen to this at? But once you listen to one episode, you will be listening to the other ones.
Facts.
And that's not no boasting. That's not no boasting or anything like that. That's literally, these are conversations that need to be had, and people need to have their voices. They don't have them. We're presenting a platform for you to not only have it through us, but also we will invite you on. If you really
mad,
if you really want to get that off, and
If
you
you're
really want
really
to talk
mad.
about some shit, then you can. That's not a thing. But I definitely see the next 150 as a lot more understanding, a lot more growth, a lot more monetization. But first things first, the product is going to have to continue to be A1. And the moment that it's not, the moment that we think that it ain't going to work out for the group, then we got to step out. But this group right here is a lot different than, some groups that might come together because we all family. So the conversation's a little different. We're not here talking about who's making what or who's talking over who. And we give you all the floor because, for one, I need to know what my brothers are talking about. I need to know what they're saying.
Facts.
That helps me be able to say what I'm going to say, because if I know where my brothers are coming from and I know where my people's coming from, now we all in the same landscape where we can get these ideas off, that we can work through some things. It's difficult thinking that you don't have a voice. It's difficult thinking that you don't have people ain't listening to what you're saying. And if we're presenting that platform for everyone, not just ourselves, but for everyone, then I hope that helps everybody get through some of the stuff that they're going through. We over here healing for real. I know for sure.
Over here
I've been
healing for
doing
real.
nonstop healing, to the point that I'm a lot more vocal now than I've ever been, and that's because. Oh man, it's love. It's love. But to the point that, like, I'm ready to not be so antisocial, but social with my folks, and get a good gauge on like where everybody's been.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, the next 150 is
To another
all
150. Lex Pub, what you got?
Man, between you two, you guys done said all the good shit. It's like, what? Everything they said, I agree.
Man.
Right.
You're right.
See how it goes? But the one thing I will say is this pod has helped me, like, actually just talk. Because people who really know me know I will stay in the cut forever. I will just stay in the back. I will play the back. Like, I've been connected to certain stuff, and then people didn't even know I was connected to them.
Facts.
So, like, this has helped me be able to be comfortable with, like, stepping out, speaking, being a voice. Still working on the being on camera thing, but it will slowly happen. And the next 150, like El said, just more growth, more angles, cop a few more cameras.
Definitely more cameras for sure.
Definitely more cameras. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely more cameers.
Cause we trying to see Lex behind the camera
and in front at the same damn time.
You feel me? You know what I'm saying? We trying to get the little aerial jump. I want to see me.
You got a drone in the studio?
Space,
A drone in the studio is crazy.
Yeah,
can we make that happen? We can do that. Okay.
We never get the behind the window video. You know what I mean? Like the one that's on the outside of the building looking in. That's a cold angle. That might be telling a different story.
I just want to see the nigga that's outside wiping down his car.
See,
he had the master playlist.
Ain't nothing like Telegraph, yo.
Bro.
Ain't nothing like Telegraph, man.
Bro, for full context, the studio is on what is that? Between 16th and 17th. And Sunday morning, you're liable to run into anything. This morning, I was almost late because auntie that think you the finest nigga on the planet don't got no teeth.
Oh.
And her lip, she put her lipstick on around her lips. We ain't seen her in 3 episodes, so I know she was locked up or who knows.
Hey,
she told me a story about.
I know why they put the lipstick on around the lips.
Never mind. Hey, that.
Thank you for coming out. God bless you.
God bless. God bless. No, seriously, y'all. Any questions? Anything? We want to open this up before we go get out of here. But I do want to seriously thank y'all for making our 150th episode special.
Appreciate you all. It's been lovely. And it's also dope doing it in front of a crowd for a change. That's also cool. You know, I mean, we get people in the studio.
Hey, you might be a gamer for real.
Huh?
You might be a gamer for real. Like you was ISO Dame today. You was
ready to go.
Logo Dame today.
No, I get the shot in the arm.
What'd he say? Ballers. Championship.
We love you guys. Thank you, babe. Thank you for putting this together and making it all happen. Thank y'all so much.
Oh, definitely. Love.
Yes.